Chapter 1497, Royal Demon Blade. The devil's shadow was blurry at the start, but it soon condensed into the shape of an ancient demon. 6 stars flashed in the ancient demon's left eye. His thousands of feet tall body gave off a demonic light, and it let out a roar along with Blood God. Wang Lin's expression was calm as his gaze pierced through Blood God and coldly looked at the ancient demon. "You dare to resist before me?" The ancient god stars between Wang Lin's eyebrows rotated, and the aura of the ancient order spread out. The ancient order head appeared behind him and looked at the ancient demon like it was looking a junior of its clan. Blood Goddess' mind rumbled. Wang Lin's gaze and the gaze of the head fused together. Blood God felt like a child, and the gaze pierced through his eyes, penetrating his origin soul. His ears buzzed and he let out a miserable scream as he coughed blood. His body trembled and his foot suddenly stopped mid-retreat. He unexpectedly didn't dare to move an inch under his gaze. He clearly felt like his skin had been peeled off, revealing his flesh and blood. He felt that before Wang Lin's gaze, his flesh and blood were about to be pulled, revealing his white bones. Even his bones started making cracking sounds under this gaze and collapsed inch by inch, revealing the origin soul inside this body. "I will kill you to complete 2 of my karmas." The first was naturally the blood god hunting Wang Lin. The second was Wang Lin's promise to the girl from the Yao family in the dream. "Let me help you." A simple sentence seemed to echo from 800 years ago. As Blood God let out a miserable scream, a line of blood appeared between his origin soul's eyebrows. This line extended until it crossed over his face, his neck, his chest, and his abdomen. In an instant, the bloodline flashed and Blood God's origin soul was split in half. The moment his origin soul was split in half, his body shattered inside the vortex. Blood God's death didn't end this matter. The moment his origin soul and flesh were torn, a surge of demonic energy rushed out. This demonic energy soon merged with the demon's shadow. A 1,000-foot-tall ancient demon appeared inside the vortex. There were 6 stars rapidly rotating in its left eye. The smell of blood and decay accompanied its large body. A sharp roar echoed as the ancient demon's 1,000-foot body anxiously retreated with a panicked look on his face. He had fused with Blood God a long time ago to use him to heal. That year, he clearly noticed the ancient god energy inside Wang Lin's body. Although Wang Lin was only here as an avatar and his original body was in the Alliance, it still caught the ancient demon's attention. He had used Blood God to order the Yao family to capture Wang Lin, so he could absorb the ancient god energy from Wang Lin's soul. Although the aura between the 3 ancient order clans were different and very difficult to convert, this would have still been beneficial as it could shorten the time he needed to heal. However, he could have never imagined that an action of the past could have resulted in his demise today. As he retreated, he started to wave his hands and began chanting in the language of the ancient order. A 5-colored spell appeared filled with demonic energy and shot toward Wang Lin. 9 demonic dragon phantoms appeared and charged at Wang Lin. After the dragons, 99 demonic flags appeared and released powerful demonic energy. There was a demon inside every single flag, and the large demons charged at Wang Lin. Behind the demonic flags, 999 drops of dark red blood appeared out of nowhere and rained down on Wang Lin. Each drop of blood contained the screams of endless souls. These were the souls of the Yao family members that had been gathered for tens of thousands of years. After the blood rain, 9,999 black needles appeared. They contained powerful demonic energy and powerful toxins. They all rushed toward Wang Lin. This ancient demon had gone all out. He knew he was going to die, but he wasn't willing to give up. Too weak. Wang Lin didn't allow Ling Dong or Zhou Jin to attack. He coldly looked at the retreating ancient demon and threw a punch. This was the first punch he had thrown before Master Lu Fu and the tens of thousands of cultivators around. An ancient order punch that would pierce the heavens. As this punch flew out, the ancient order head behind Wang Lin distorted and charged out to fuse with Wang Lin's punch. Thunderous rumbles echoed across the stars. The entire star domain stopped moving. The mighty punch charged forward under the gaze of tens of thousands of cultivators, under the gaze of Master Lu Fu, and under the gazes of Master Flamespark and Li Yunzi. The various spells the ancient demon had released all collapsed, and he let out a miserable scream. The first to collapse were the demonic dragons. It was as if a powerful gust of wind had swept by the 9 dragons and immediately disintegrated them, leaving only their roars echoing. However, as the punch swept by, even the echoes dissipated. After the 9 demonic dragons came the demonic shadows that had charged out from the 99 flags. Their roars suddenly stopped when the punch swept by. From afar, it seemed as if Wang Lin had only waved his hand and his body remained motionless. But a giant phantom fist flew out before him. After the punch broke past the demonic dragons, it collided with the 99 demonic shadows, and the demonic shadows all collapsed. Closely after the demonic shadows, the 999 blood drops rained down like arrows. However, they all collapsed when they collided with the fist, unable to stop it at all. As the thunderous rumbles echoed, Wang Lin's punch crushed everything and pierced through. The 9,999 black needles didn't even touch the fist before they all collapsed, and then the punch launched at the ancient demon. All of this happened in an instant. The ancient demon screamed as he retreated and folded his arms. His head jerked up, and his mournful voice was heaven-shaking. Royal clan weapon, demon blade, earth burial. As his voice echoed, a ray of purple light appeared between the ancient demon's hands. This purple light gave off a powerful demonic aura and turned into a giant blade. This blade was completely purple and gave off a sharp aura along with the demonic energy. There was an ancient demon star flashing on the blade. This ancient demon could exist inside this blade. This revealed how extraordinary this blade was. As the ancient demon slashed the blade down, the demonic blade created a monstrous arc that shot toward Wang Lin's phantom fist. Wang Lin's eyes became bright. He didn't expect the little ancient demon to have a royal ancient demon weapon. Wang Lin laughed as his fist opened up and he grabbed the blade. In a flash, the purple blade collided with Wang Lin's palm and a powerful shockwave spread in all directions. Wang Lin's phantom palm grabbed the blade. No matter how much it struggled, it couldn't break free. After it was caught, bursts of roars came from within it. The ancient demon let out a miserable scream and coughed out a mouthful of life energy. His eyes were filled with despair. The vortex trembled under the shockwave, but Wang Lin remained motionless and his expression didn't even change. Only his clothes and hair fluttered in the wind. Esteemed Ling Dong and Zhou Jin silently stood behind him. Ling Dong had been personally refined by Wang Lin, so there would be no chance of him rebelling. Zhou Jin had been forced to submit with the help of the ancient order aura. At this moment, he was looking at Wang Lin with a complicated expression. The more powerful Wang Lin became, the more complicated he felt. However, the ancient salve mark suppressed his origin soul, making it impossible for him to resist. It was like a mountain that made him feel like an ant. This is a good blade, however. The demon that is using it is a bit weak. Wang Lin waved his right hand, and the phantom palm brought the blade to him. At the same time, the 6-star ancient demon trembled as Wang Lin waved his hand. It was as if Wang Lin was giving off a powerful suction force, and the ancient demon could no longer resist it. Soon, he quickly flew toward Wang Lin. Right after Wang Lin put away the blade, he grabbed the ancient demon's neck. Although this ancient demon was thousands of feet tall, his body rapidly shrank as he flew toward Wang Lin, and Wang Lin's hand grasped the ancient demon's neck. The ancient demon began to scream in fear, "Don't kill me! I know a secret!" A shocking secret. It is related to the Yao family. If you can go there, you can receive a spell, a 3-life spell. Wang Lin's eyes lit up, but he didn't pay attention to the ancient demon. Instead, he looked at Master Lu Fu, whose face had turned pale from watching Wang Lin's punch. "So this is the reason why you stopped me from completing his karma." Master Lu Fu pondered and said, "Indeed. Fellow cultivator has captured this demon, but this old man still has to prepare for battle, so I want to send you off." Although Wang Lin had 2 third-step cultivators as slaves, Master Lu Fu was still a third-step cultivator. He had his own price, and although shocked, it was impossible for him to lower himself. 5,000 words in a major chapter. Seizing the moment when brothers and sisters feel comfortable, Lio wishes for the like button for the video, for sharing, for channel follows without hesitation. Chapter 1498. A chance meeting. Wang Lin clasped his hands at Master Lu Fu and smiled. "When the battle against the outer realm begins, I'll repay you for the matter today. I hope fellow cultivator Lu Fu won't mind." Wang Lin's attitude remained consistent, and he didn't take advantage of the situation to humiliate Master Lu Fu. Master Lu Fu silently pondered for a bit and then let out a sign. He forced out a smile and clasped his hands at Wang Lin. For fellow cultivator Wang to have such powerful cultivation is a blessing for the inner realm. This old man is just puzzled about one thing. These two third-step cultivators are from Master Lu Fu. Didn't finish speaking and just pointed at the edge of the horizon. Wang smiled and nodded. Esteemed Lingdong's gaze fell on Master Lu Fu. He clasped his hands and said, "This old man is named Lingdong, ancestor of the Lingdong clan of the Outer Realm." Although Master Lu Fu had some speculations, after hearing what Lingdong said, he was still moved. The Lingdong clan's ancestor. Esteemed Lingdong withdrew his gaze and slowly said, "The Lingdong clan isn't a large clan in the ancient star system. We only have 10,000 clan members." Master Lu Fu clasped his hands at esteemed Lingdong. Although Lingdong was Wang Lin's slave, in his eyes, he was still a third-step cultivator on equal level as himself. After clasping his hands, he looked at the silent Zhou Jin. "This is Zhou Jin, Outer Realm's Heavenly Wolf Clan's ancestor." After Master Lu Fu heard this, he sucked in a breath of cold air. When he saw the blood wolf behind Zhou Jin, he had his guesses. He had heard that there was a clan in the Outer Realm that served the Heavenly Wolf. This was the continuation of that clan from ancient times. The people of this clan were related to the wolf, and because of their long heritage, they had rich Joss flames, allowing third-step cultivators to appear. When Master Lu Fu heard Zhou Jin, he was certain of Zhou Jin's identity. This Wang Lin actually went out to the Outer Realm. He collected 2 ancestors as his slaves. This Master Lu Fu looked at Wang Lin, and his gaze changed. He was a third-step cultivator himself and knew how difficult it was to make someone like him a slave. This was different from killing the general in an army of tens of thousands. This was refining the general into a slave instead. Thanks to his cultivation level, Master Lu Fu could see the same slave mark on Lingdong and Zhou Jin. It was obvious they had been refined into slaves by force by Wang Lin. After all, Wang Lin hadn't become a real third-step cultivator yet, which made it even more difficult. I haven't heard of the Lingdong clan, but this Heavenly Wolf clan is a big clan in the Outer Realm. This Wang Lin is not simple. What he did in the Outer Realm must be heaven-shattering. Master Lu Fu rarely admired anyone in his life, but at this moment, he felt admiration for Wang Lin. All the gloominess from before disappeared from Master Lu Fu, and he clasped his hands. "Did fellow cultivator Wang go to the Outer Realm?" "I've just returned from the Outer Realm." Wang Lin noticed the change in Master Lu Fu. He was not an unreasonable person, and there was no grudge between them. Although he was stronger and had 2 third-step servants, he wouldn't act arrogantly. He would rather treat each other politely. Good. Earlier, the demon sect from the Cloud Sea sent out an order. Under the agreement with the Lord of the Sealed Realm, a message was passed to all 4-star systems that the Outer Realm began to show signs of invading our world once more. The several third-step cultivators in the Inner Realm worked together to open barrier between the 4 great star systems, so they are no longer separated. The 4 great star systems have begun preparing for the battle against the Outer Realm. This old man hates the Outer Realm to the bones. When the Outer Realm first invaded, this old man was a little celestial lord and personally saw the tragic battle. Since fellow cultivator has just returned from the Outer Realm, you must have a great understanding of the Outer Realm. Just this information will allow us to know the changes that occurred to the Outer Realm over the past tens of thousands of years. Most of the cultivators in the Inner Realm were kept in the dark about the existence of the realm sealing formation. Only a small portion of people knew about it, but they didn't dare to go outside. Over the tens of thousands of years, all information had been blocked, and it would be deadly for the upcoming war. Master Lu Fu's words wiped away all the tension from before, and Wang Lin laughed. Wang Lin smiled and said, "I do have some information about the Outer Realm. Does fellow cultivator Wang have anything to do? If not, we can talk for a while. This old man still has some good wine from the Celestial Realm that I'm not willing to drink by myself. How about you and I drink a bit?" Master Lu Fu laughed and waved his hand at Wang Lin. He seemed to have forgotten that he wouldn't be sending Wang Lin off. Wang Lin put away the ancient demon in his hand and then pondered for a bit. This comical change caused the surrounding tens of thousands of cultivators to become gobsmacked. Even Master Flamespark and Li Yunzi were stunned and couldn't react to the change. However, they were powerful people and could tell that Master Lu Fu was really happy. They could also guess a bit of Master Lu Fu's thoughts. There was no vendetta between Wang Lin and Master Lu Fu. Wang Lin had just come back from the outer realm and would soon be famous in the inner realm. He naturally wanted to have a good relationship with someone like this. Wang Lin was also very polite and had given Master Lu Fu a way to step down. If he still didn't do the sensible thing, he would have lived for nothing for these past tens of thousands of years. Therefore, he was going to resolve the tension from before. Wang Lin naturally saw through this and nodded with a smile. Old monsters that had cultivated for tens of thousands of years were all very cunning. Although not all of them were like demons, they were not childish. Master Lu Fu smiled and waved his hand. Golden light appeared from his sleeve, forming a road. There were also beautiful sounds that came out from thin air. There were even countless shadows of celestials dancing around the golden road. There were 9 golden dragons above, howling and giving off a powerful aura. Countless celestial shadows appeared and bowed at Wang Lin. All these illusions were very grand and it was difficult to describe in words. This revealed Master Lu Fu's intention, and the bow from those countless celestials was his way of apologizing to Wang Lin for trying to stop him. Fellow cultivator Wang Lin, this way! Master Lu Fu's laugh echoed and Wang Lin clasped his hands in return. The two of them walked into the vortex together. Celestial's mountains appeared, and soon filled the vortex. Then, at the center of the vortex, a phantom lake appeared. There were many female celestials playing inside the lake. The water mist rose and their figures loomed inside the water mist, making them very charming. A pavilion appeared beside the lake with 2 female celestials holding 2 jade pots. Bursts of celestial spiritual energy were coming out from the 2 pots, and just smelling it made one feel refreshed. Master Flamespark and Li Yunzi respectfully stood on the side and looked at everyone with complicated expressions. The surrounding tens of thousands of cultivators slowly approached, but they scattered after an order from Master Flamespark. They went back to setting the formation. The 2 of them sat inside the pavilion. Zhou Jin and Ling Dong were also invited to sit by Master Lu Fu, and the Celestials poured wine for them. Master Lu Fu picked up a cup and laughed. Let us forget the unpleasantness from before with this drink. He drank the entire cup. Wang Lin picked up the cup and scanned it with his divine sense before drinking it. His eyes lit up. This wine wasn't too spicy, but when it entered his throat it was like fire. Warmth filled his body and his mouth was filled with a fragrance. Wang Lin lamented, "Good wine." Fellow cultivator Wang, this old man wants to know what kind of experiences you had in the outer realm. Can you tell this old man? Master Lu Fu put down the cup and smiled. Wang Lin smiled as he briefly spoke of a few matters that occurred in the outer realm. Wang Lin's calm words caused Master Lu Fu's eyes to light up. This was especially true when Wang Lin spoke about the destruction of the Scatter Thunder Clan, the 7 million worlds, and Wang Lin's encounter with Taoist Scattered Spirit. Master Lu Fu drank a cup of wine and his eyes became serious. 7 million worlds, what an admirable person, Taoist Scattered Spirit. Although he hasn't reached the 3rd step, his behavior is heaven-defying. Ling Dong and Zhou Jin only knew that the destruction of the Scatter Thunder Clan was related to Wang Lin but not the details. After hearing it, they were both moved. From a different perspective, one saw the problem from a completely different angle. Zhou Jin and Ling Dong looked at each other and silently pondered. Master Flamespark and Li Yunzi also heard Wang Lin's words. They gasped and were shocked. They were shocked by Wang Lin's actions in the outer realm, and also felt admiration for Taoist Scattered Spirit. Master Flamespark hesitated a bit and clasped his hands. Senior Wang Lin, did you meet with Taoist Scattered Spirit afterwards? Wang Lin shook his head. After the Scatter Thunder Clan was destroyed, he was being hunted and had to leave in a hurry, so he didn't have any more contact with Taoist Scattered Spirit. Then Wang Lin spoke of the pursuit from the Sovereign Council in the outer realm. These thrilling scenes caused Master Lu Fu's eyes to light up. He could tell that all of Wang Lin's experiences were real, and he knew that it would be very difficult for him to survive such an ordeal. Wang Lin didn't mention the Fallen Land and other important matters. However, it was still enough to shock Master Lu Fu, especially when he heard about the matter relating to the Sovereign. If he was like this, there was no need to mention Master Flamespark and Li Yunzi. After hearing about all the dangers, they finally understood how Wang Lin had obtained his cultivation. Their gazes toward Wang Lin were filled with admiration. Li Yunzi felt this even more as he recalled the past. He felt complicated, but he also knew that Wang Lin hadn't obtained everything through luck. Wang Lin's gaze fell on Li Yunzi. After pondering a bit, he slowly said, "Li Yunzi, I met your ancestor, Xianxia." After he spoke, Li Yunzi's body trembled. He looked up at Wang Lin with excitement in his eyes. "Senior, please tell me where ancestor is." Waking up early today, not updating on time even earlier. Leo went to deal with household chores, unsure what time I'll be back this afternoon. The new chapter tonight might be late. Chapter 1499. Hidden Danger of the Seven-Colored Realm. Wang Lin pondered a bit and said, "Third step cultivator Xianxia has already fallen." After he spoke, Li Yunzi's body trembled. His face turned pale, and he subconsciously retreated a few steps. Soon, his face was filled with sorrow and his eyes became dim. Ancestor has fallen. Generations of the Zhan family's mission and pride came from the ancestor. For countless years, every generation was waiting for the return of their ancestor. Xianxia was the glory of their Zhan family, but that glory collapsed with the news Wang Lin had brought back. Master Flamespark's expression also changed. Although he wasn't native to Alheaven, he had been here for a long time and had become part of Alheaven. He had also heard of the brilliance of the Zhan family's ancestor. It could be said that the Zhan family's current position in Alheaven came from their ancestor, Xianxia. Master Lu Fu put down the cup in his hand. There was shock in his eyes. He had met Xianxia in the past. Back then, that person had already reached the peak of Nirvana Void and was like the heavens. Master Lu Fu had even received Xianxia's blessing, and that was why he included Li Yunzi as one of the 4 people he taught the Dao spell to. Aside from repaying the blessing of the past, he also intended to build a good relationship with the missing Xianxia. After hearing Wang Lin's words, he took a deep breath and silently pondered. Li Yunzi's mind was seriously injured by this news, and blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. He bowed at Wang Lin, and when he looked up, his eyes were bloodshot. "Senior, please tell me how ancestor fell." Although his words were calm, they were filled with a monstrous coldness. He firmly believed that the ancestor didn't die normally. Although their Zhan family couldn't get revenge for their ancestor, they at least had to know who the enemy was. As long as they knew who had killed the ancestor, they would have the determination to pass down the need for revenge for generations. Master Lu Fu also looked at Wang Lin while pondering. "You all might have heard that in the inner realm, there is a place called the Seven-Colored Realm. In the Seven-Colored Realm, there is the Dao fruit to absorb the Dao intent of billions of living beings and capture the Dao of countless cultivators to produce 7 Dao fruits. The remains of the third step cultivator Zhang Kongge were found by me in the Seven-Colored Realm in the Cloud Sea Star system. He was killed by the sovereign of the Outer Realm," Wang Lin said slowly as he recalled the past. As Wang Lin spoke about the Seven-Colored Realm and mentioned his guess about the sovereign planting the Dao fruit, Li Yunzi sucked in a breath of cold air. However, his killing intent didn't dissipate, and his battle intent became even stronger. This battle intent was something the Zhan family had to carry on. Master Flamespark felt his mind tremble. What Wang Lin said about the Seven-Colored Realm made him think of something terrifying from the past. Master Lu Fu was moved and suddenly stood up. He clasped his hands at Wang Lin and said, "Fellow cultivator Wang, this matter is too important. The existence of the Seven-Colored Realm is like a hidden danger to the inner realm. Once the outer realm invades, this old man worries that the Seven-Colored Realm will bring unimaginable disaster to our world. To absorb all the Dao intent of my inner realm cultivators, what a powerful method. This old man must immediately go to the demon sect in the Cloud Sea and let them gather all forces to clear out the remaining 6 Seven-Colored Realms." Master Lu Fu's expression was extremely serious. He clearly saw the great danger behind this matter. If not for Wang Lin's report, this would have caused a great disaster when the outer realm invaded. In particular, he thought about the chance that a large amount of cultivators would suddenly die due to their Dao collapsing. That image shocked Master Lu Fu greatly. It wasn't impossible. Wang Lin nodded. He had come back to inform the inner realm about the things he had learned. He was going to contribute what he could for the war that was to come. After Master Flamespark heard about the Seven-Colored Realm, he remained silent. His face was gloomy and uncertain as the matter of the past became even more clear in his mind. Wang Lin noticed something. He looked at Master Flamespark and asked, "Does fellow cultivator Flamespark know where the rest of the 7 colored realms are at?" After he spoke, Master Lu Fu immediately looked over. He had also noticed the change in Master Flamespark. He looked over, waiting for Master Flamespark to reply. Master Flamespark clasped his hands at Master Lu Fu and Wang Lin, and said, "In the early days, I was being hunted by the Alliance and escaped to all heaven." As he spoke, he looked at Wang Lin. "There were many reasons that relate to my private matter, so I wouldn't say too much. Back then, I was still an elder of the Alliance, and inadvertently saw a strange world at the Alliance headquarters. Senior Wang Lin, I wonder if the 7-colored realm you speak of has the enlightened ones, lost ones." Wang Lin's expression became serious, and he nodded. Master Flamespark said, "Then there should be a 7-colored realm in the Alliance headquarters." There was a flash of coldness in Master Lu Fu's eyes, and he clasped his hands at Wang Lin. "Fellow cultivator Wang, I can stay to entertain you today. I must head to the demon sect as soon as possible." Wang Lin got up and calmly said, "I'll take care of the 7-colored realm in the Alliance headquarters." "Good. Since fellow cultivator Wang Lin is acting, then the 7-colored realm in the Alliance headquarters will definitely collapse." Master Lu Fu nodded. The banquet was short, but the Shockmaster Lu Fu and company felt after this conversation wasn't any weaker than what they felt during the battle before. After saying their goodbyes, Master Lu Fu waved his sleeve and disappeared into the stars. Zhou Jin and Ling Dong were put back into the Emperor Furnace by Wang Lin. He was about to leave to deal with the last matter in our heaven when Master Flamespark hesitated before clenching his teeth and clasping his hands at Wang Lin. "Senior, I am very familiar with the Alliance and have a great grudge with Master Zhongshuan. If Senior heads to the Alliance, can I follow?" Wang Lin pondered a bit and said, "That is good, but my movements are uncertain. Although I'll go, I don't know the specific time." "No problem. I can go there and wait there. Once Senior heads to the Alliance, just spread out your divine sense to find me. I hope Senior can look on our past relations and not reject me." Master Flamespark looked sincerely at Wang Lin. Master Flamespark rarely begged anyone in his life, and saying such pleading words to someone who was a junior in the past made his expression turn complicated. Wang Lin looked at Master Flamespark. He clearly remembered that in the Thunder Celestial Realm, Master Flamespark had battled the injured Qing Shui. Master Flamespark had also borrowed Wang Lin's Thunder Beast and used a powerful method to refine the Thunder Celestial Realm. Wang Lin pondered a bit and then slowly said, "Oh, okay." After he finished speaking, he waved his sleeve and disappeared from the formation in the blink of eye. Master Flamespark and Li Yunzi looked at where Wang Lin disappeared, and their expressions became complicated. Getting old, really getting old, Master Flamespark sighed. The future of the inner realm is his world. Li Yunzi shook his head. Memories of when he met Wang Lin replayed in his mind. Wang Lin quickly moved through Al Heaven. With every step he took, he crossed immeasurable distances. Out of the 4 matters he had to take care of in Al Heaven, 3 were complete, so only 1 left. The last matter was not revenge or finishing a karma, but something to strengthen himself to prepare for the battle against the outer realm. He had taken fancy to something in Al Heaven. This thing had brought him a great deal of shock, and even thinking about it now, he was still shaken. Back then he wasn't qualified to obtain it, but now he had the strength to find and capture it. He was going to refine it into his life essence, ancient god beast. In truth, when he was still a 6-star ancient god, he could have refined a beast to become his life essence beast, but he had never found one that matched. He really liked the Jiqiong, but due to his lack of strength, he wasn't able to obtain it. But even the Jiqiong paled in comparison to what Wang Lin was aiming for. As for the many fierce beasts in the Cloud Sea, not even the rank 13 beasts could enter Wang Lin's eyes. Although I haven't battled with it, from what I saw back then, it should be at the 3rd step. Even the Moongazer Serpent won't be able to resist against it. I must obtain this beast. As he moved forward, there was a hint of battle intent in Wang Lin's eyes. As he moved forward, he was about to charge through to the star domain where he saw it, but at this moment, he suddenly stopped. I unknowingly passed this place. Wang Lin felt a little melancholy. There were 2 planets before him. Planet 1000 Illusions, Plant Ranyun. 1. Over 1,000 years ago, when Wang Lin came to Al-Heaven from the rift in the demon spirit land, he arrived on planet Ranyun here. He accompanied Wang Ping for a lifetime. He accompanied Wang Ping as they tread the mountains, crossed the rivers, and sailed the seas. He had given Wang Ping a heart that could tolerate the world. He had given Wang Ping a lifetime of glory and riches, the pinnacle position of power, however. What Wang Lin couldn't give him was a complete body. The century of feelings between father and son slowly re-emerged in Wang Lin's heart when he saw planet Ranyun. The feeling of an already faded pain came with this sentiment. Wang Lin's gaze fell on planet Thousand Illusions. The past with the Hua family appeared in his mind, and Liu Mei, who made Wang Lin feel complicated, a sigh echoed among the stars. He no longer looked at planet Thousand Illusions, but looked at planet Ranyun. It wasn't much different from before. It was as if 1,000 years was just a flash for the planet. Although the planet was there, the people were not. Most of the old friends from the past could no longer be found. A portion of planet Ranyun was now in autumn. A hint of chilliness swept the world, and the dead leaves flew across the lonely night under the moonlight. On planet Ranyun there was a courtyard in a mortal capital city. This courtyard was dark, and at the door of the courtyard hung 2 faint lanterns swaying in the wind. The flickering lights from the lanterns seemed to keep away the cold autumn wind. Finally, the weekend is here, and Leo can finally sleep to his heart's content, not needing to get up early to take the daughter to school. Been burning the midnight oil these past few days, utterly exhausted. Chapter 1500. Slowly waiting for it to arrive. Sounds of hasty coughing seemed to break the silence inside the courtyard. This sound was very old, as if it was coming from someone who was in their last years. Even the wind seemed to become louder as the cough echoed. The wind howled, causing the lantern to flicker even more violently and to shake as if it was on its last breath. The wind caused the lantern to shake as if it wanted to rush into the courtyard and take away the struggling soul. As the lantern shook, one could see word Sun on the lantern. The Sun family! These coughs that broke the silence caused a lot of footsteps to echo inside the courtyard. Many servants rushed over and arrived before an ordinary-looking house. Right now there were 3 old men standing anxiously outside. Behind them were many Sun family members. What are you all panicking for? This old man can die, yet a hoarse voice filled with exhaustion came from inside the house. Ancestor, one of the old men outside, seemed anxious and walked up as if he was about to speak. Just at this moment, the sound of horses coming from the distance was heard. The horses were moving in a rush, and the noise was very obvious in this silent night. Soon war horses arrived outside the courtyard. A middle-aged man in armor was sitting on a horse. He gave off a sense of might, and next to him was an old man whose hair was a mess due to the wind. This old man's face was pale. His horse was too fast, which terrified him. The horses stopped before the courtyard. The middle-aged man grabbed the old man and rushed into the courtyard like the wind. They soon arrived outside the house. Ancestor, grandson has brought the best doctor to treat Ancestor. Nonsense. This old body has lived for 1,000 years and I have reached the limit of my lifespan. How is this something a mortal doctor could cure? The hoarse voice came from the house and began to cough again. While everyone was tense, the door to the house opened. An old woman with white hair walked out with 2 servant girls supporting her. Today I called all of you here because this old body knows that I want to live for more than 7 days and I am worried. However, aside from this old body, there are no more cultivators in the Sun family, so that eliminates the cruelty of the cultivation world. All of you, remember that no future generation should cultivate. Enjoying the riches of the mortal world is the best choice. All of you, remember my words. As the old woman coughed, her eyes lit up as her gaze swept past her descendants. A pressure spread out from her body and shrouded everyone present. This caused all her descendants, including the middle-aged man in armor, to kneel in fear and quickly reply. It's good that you all remember. It's good that you all remember now. All of you go and let me rest on my own. The old woman's eyes stopped shining. Despite her age, one could still see that she was beautiful when she was young and liked to scold others. All her kneeling descendants didn't dare to oppose her, and all left. Even the servants all scattered as well. The night gradually quieted down. This old woman let out a sigh and slowly sat down on a stone chair on the side. She looked at the slightly covered moon and began to reminisce about the past. I am getting old and like to reminisce. Even though I am about to die, I can change my habit of wanting to scold. Speaking of which, I didn't scold that many people in my life a figure appeared in the old woman's mind. That person, she originally thought he was a little cultivator who was too lazy to cultivate. She became angry and often scolded his laziness. Thinking back, the old woman revealed a smile. She was very happy as she found happiness in her memory. A white figure suddenly appeared outside the courtyard under the lanterns. Wang Lin looked at the courtyard before him. As he spread his divine sense across planet Ranyun, he only found one person he knew, a very interesting little cultivator that had dressed herself as a man. Back then, that person would sternly scold him every time he returned to his cave to cultivate properly so that he may one day achieve Tao. Wang Lin could see that everything she said was sincere. This was a unique feeling in this cruel cultivation world. This caused a sense of warmth to appear inside Wang Lin. That's why he still remembered this person. He didn't expect that the only person he still remembered after 1,000 years would be that girl. A smile appeared on his face as he walked toward the courtyard. As the two lanterns shook and his footsteps echoed, he arrived outside the ordinary-looking house. He saw the figure of someone he knew in the past, the female cultivator Sun Ling. Wang Lin's arrival was like a mortal and his footstep echoed. He didn't hide anything and wouldn't be hiding anything. The old woman frowned. Without turning around, she began to scold. Didn't I say to let this old body rest for a bit? Wang Lin smiled and softly said, We haven't met in 1,000 years. I've just arrived, and you want me to leave? The old woman was stunned when she heard Wang Lin's voice. She turned around and saw Wang Lin not far away from her. Her body trembled. Shumu, the old woman, looked at Wang Lin, and after a long time she smiled. When did you come back? The old woman didn't lose her mind like Master Flamespark and company. She soon recovered. Although her lifespan was far inferior to Master Flamespark's, and her cultivation level was much lower, with only 7 days left to live, she had seen through much. Now she only felt the joy of meeting an old friend. I just came back. I passed by and wanted to see if there were any old friends left. Wang Lin sat down opposite of the old woman. He looked at her as if he was looking at a good friend. In Wang Lin's eyes, her name didn't matter. After all, their relationship wasn't that of a man and woman but old friends. It didn't matter if she was male or female. It was all just memories. This night, Wang Lin was very happy. His and Sun Ling's words echoed inside the courtyard. Although her voice was hoarse, to him it was still like the crisp bell laughter from 1,000 years ago. Even the chillness of the autumn wind dissipated and became like the spring breath that made one feel warm. The moonlight gradually dimmed and white appeared over the horizon. It was as if the eyes of the heavens had slowly opened up. As the white filled the sky, Wang Lin softly said, Did you really decide? Where there is life, there is naturally death. I am already very tired. Even if I survive, there would be no meaning. It's better to leave. Sun Ling smiled as she looked at Wang Lin. If you change your mind, you can take this pill. Wang Lin remained calm as he took out a pill and put it down. He let out a sigh as he looked at the woman once more. Then he walked out of the courtyard without looking back. Sun Ling watched Wang Lin's figure gradually fade. She felt like she had entered a trance as she sat outside managing the cave, scolding a young man who would often go out and rarely stayed to cultivate. Do you know what the important thing for cultivators is? Let me tell you, the most important thing is diligence. Although your talent isn't good, you can still progress if you be diligent. I have been guarding these caves for many years, and some cultivators from here have even reached the soul formation stage. None of them would leave early in the morning to wander around like you. The smile on the old woman's face became even brighter, but there was a faint hint of red under her smile. The early morning light sprinkled on the earth and took away the coldness of the night. Even the autumn wind became less cold and contained silver of warmth. Yellow, red, and withered leaves flew in the wind. It looked very beautiful. Wang Lin slowly walked up the tallest mountain on this planet. He didn't use any cultivation and walked up like a mortal. Just like when he brought Wang Ping to conquer this mountain. Wang Lin stood beside a running river and his gaze fell into the distance. A lonely boat moved in the ocean. Wang Lin stood on the lonely boat as he looked at the world while facing the raging sea. Ping air, the mountain is like pride, river is the thought, and the sea of the heart. I took you to conquer the mountain to allow you to have pride, to not succumb to the heavens, to not succumb to fate. No matter where you are, must have the pride to raise your head. I took you to conquer this river to allow you to realize the endless flowing river contained faith. Without faith, this river can't slow, and without faith, a person is just a walking corpse. Father took you to conquer this ocean to allow you have a heart as broad as the ocean, with your heart as the sea with does other even count as. Wang Lin walked through the mountain, river, and ocean. He walked through the plains, jungles, and everything he saw with Wang Ping back then. Even though he was a 7-star ancient god. Even though he was famous in the outer realm. Even though he was going to become famous in the inner realm and shock everyone. However, he was still a father immortal who missed his son. Wang Ping thinking about his hometown, his thoughts became melancholy. He felt Wang Ping's soul coming from the heaven-defying bead, the white hair and lonely figure. Wang Lin left the unforgettable memory this place had given him and gradually disappeared into the distance. Only a melancholy sigh lingered. Day in, day out, nearing 3,000 words, reading a lot, but can't force myself to split the story into 2,000 words chapters, because then the flavor's gone. Leo with tears in his eyes, longing for the like button for the video. Chapter 1501, Hunting Nether Beast, 1. After leaving planet Ranyun, Wang Lin didn't make any stops. As ripples echoed under his feet, he quickly traveled through the stars. This last matter was something Wang Lin had to do. There was an extremely desolate place in Alheaven, and it was filled with fog. If one charged in randomly, it was easy to get lost and trapped inside forever. This was a forbidden land in Alheaven. Cultivators rarely came here. If someone passed by, they would choose to avoid this place and not dare to approach. There were some strange, fierce beasts hidden inside this vast fog, and it was very similar to the Cloud Sea. Although there weren't many, they had their own world here. Divine sense would be affected by the fog, making it difficult to cover the area. Wang Lin's figure appeared outside this area as ripples echoed. As he looked at the dense fog before him, his eyes lit up. After he left the Thunder Celestial Realm, he was sent here inside the body of that exotic beast. Then he brought the chosen celestial people out and saw this fog. He also saw that giant, whale-like beast, the Nether Beast. The last thing Wang Lin had to do in Alheaven was hunt the Nether Beast. The Nether Beast was extremely large and powerful. However, it was extremely timid and hid from all enemies. Its timid personality didn't match its vast body. Although this was the case, very few things in this world dared to provoke it. Even though Master Lu Fu knew it was here, he didn't dare have any thoughts of hunting this beast. Even Master Lu Fu couldn't do anything to this beast, showing just how powerful it was. If its personality was violent, Alheaven would suffer a calamity. Even though the Moongazer serpent was larger than this beast, it also wouldn't dare to provoke it. The Nether Beast only knew 2 spells. The first spell was to turn ethereal. Although its body was large, unless it revealed itself, you would have difficulty noticing it, even if it was right beside you. Due to its timid nature, once it felt disturbed, it would immediately choose to turn into the void, making it difficult to find. The second spell was the complete opposite of its first ability. Whether it was the Moongazer Serpent or Master Lu Fu, they all had to run when facing this second spell. The Nether Beast contained a realm inside its body. It could be large or small, it was unpredictable. The only spell it knew was Devour. Once the beast was forced into a corner, it would open its mouth and devour. The stars would tremble, and whether it was spells, beasts, cultivators, and even planets, they would all be devoured into its body and be trapped inside. The Nether Beast wouldn't open its mouth for tens of thousands of years, but once it did, time would flow. This means that once the Nether Beast took the initiative to devour, it could cause tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of years to pass in the world inside its body. It didn't have any spell to slow down time, only for it to pass by instantly. Rumor has it that in ancient times, there was an adult Nether Beast. It was forced into a corner once, and it devoured a star domain. Millions of years passed in an instant. The star domain turned to dust and all its enemies were dead. Very few people understood the Nether Beast. They only knew that it didn't speed up time every time it devoured, as doing so would cause a great deal of stress for the Nether Beast. Although this was the case, very few people would dare to provoke this beast. Most of Wang Lin's understanding of the Nether Beast came from the outer realm. After he absorbed so many cultivators, his understanding of the Nether Beast gradually became more comprehensive. It was also because of this that he became very interested in the nether beast and decided to capture it. The only thing that puzzled me is how could the mere celestial emperor of the Thunder Celestial Realm be able to use the nether beast staring at the fog? Wang Lin's eyes lit up. Had he not seen the nether beast and felt its unimaginable power, he would have thought that the beast only had a large body and didn't have much strength. The Celestial Emperor was an amazing person. Perhaps he had another method to borrow the power of the beast. Wang Lin's expression became serious as he took a step and charged into the fog. He was too fast, and in a flash he charged into the fog. The moment he entered, he caused the fog to churn. It was as if there were countless ghosts crying in his ears. The mournful cries were shocking. This fog made Wang Lin very nervous. He relied on great luck and his connection to his original body to slowly get out last time. However, now he didn't care, and traveled extremely fast through the fog. He also spread out his divine sense to scan the surrounding area. Although he couldn't cover the whole area, anything within hundreds of thousands of feet was clear in his mind. Unless it was the last resort, Wang Lin wouldn't use both Zhou Jin and Ling Dong to help search. This nether beast wasn't a cultivator, and was extremely timid. Once it felt the disturbance of divine sense, it would immediately escape. It wouldn't matter if it ran away, but once it turned ethereal to escape, it would make it difficult for Wang Lin to find. Also, he didn't want to kill this beast, but make it his ancient godlife essence beast. While moving forward, Wang Lin's expression was extremely serious. Every step he took moved him hundreds of thousands of feet. He constantly moved through the fog, looking for traces of the nether beast. Time slowly passed, but Wang Lin wasn't exhausted at all. He was like a hunter carefully searching for his prey. During this process, many strange, fierce beasts appeared inside his divine sense. However, no matter how fierce they were, once Wang Lin's divine sense swept by, they all trembled and didn't dare to move. They didn't even dare to let out a single sound. Inside the fog, a white figure would often flash and cross great distances. Wang Lin carefully explored the star domain this fog covered. There was no sign of the nether beast. Ever since it appeared in the past, it seemed to have disappeared. Wang Lin's expression was still serious, and he showed no hint of impatience as he continued to search. Wang Lin's figure went deeper into the fog. As he searched, he left his footprints over almost half of this star domain. There was still no trace or clue of the nether beast, as if it had already left and no longer existed. Wang Lin frowned slightly. After pondering a bit, he gave up on the idea of using Zhou Jin and Ling Dong. He calmed himself before he began to move once more, and searched even more carefully. As time passed, the area Wang Lin had searched increased slowly, from almost half the star domain to nearly 80%. At this moment, Wang Lin suddenly stopped, and his eyes lit up. His divine sense locked onto the fog before him. There was some gravel in the fog 30,000 feet away from Wang Lin. There were dozens of rocks quietly floating through the fog. Wang Lin's gaze pierced through the fog and landed on the rocks. He then moved like lightning and directly penetrated the fog to arrive before the rocks. Looking at them closely, each rock contained many colors as if they were gems. They were fused together by a mysterious force to cause this formation. Standing on a 1,000-foot rock, Wang Lin's right hand knocked on it. Popping sounds echoed from within. After pondering a bit, Wang Lin reached out hard and grabbed a piece. After taking a closer look, Wang Lin's eyes revealed a strange light. These rocks gave off an ancient aura and were filled with spiritual energy. Just a 1,000-foot piece of rock had enough spiritual energy to match a half-abandoned planet. However, although this spiritual energy was shocking, it wasn't alive. It seemed it was dead. I have never seen spirit stones like this. This 1,000-foot rock is something not even top-quality spirit stones can compare to. If this is taken to the cultivation world, it can be sold at a heavenly price. However, there are traces of time passing on it. It's as if tens of thousands of years have passed creating this. As Wang Lin analyzed, he suddenly stopped his train of thought. His eyes widened, and he stared at the gravel in his hand. Trace of time, Wang Lin vaguely noticed something. His divine sense swept past the gravel to feel the trace of time, and his eyes lit up. The excretion of the nether beast! Wang Lin looked at the gravel before him, and joy appeared on his face. That's right, the nether beast must have devoured a few cultivation planets for some reason, and time passed inside its body. Although the cultivation planets died and their souls dissipated, The spiritual energy inside condensed together into these rocks. This is why they seem dead while being rich in spiritual energy, and they are filled with the trace of time. Nether beast, in order to hunt it, I must seal it first. Not only do I have to seal the outside, I must seal the inside of its body as well. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. Daring to hunt the nether beast meant that he was already prepared. The outer seal can be made with one blow from thunder. The difficult part will be sealing its inside and sealing its soul. International Children's Day brings tears and wishing for the like button for the video. Chapter 1502. Hunting Nether Beast. 2. Staring at the group of rocks before him, Wang Lin waved his hand and a gust of wind swept past them. The rocks all collapsed, and the spiritual energy in them escaped. Then Wang Lin's right hand reached out and the spiritual energy formed a vortex in his hand. Guided by the spirit, Wang Lin's left hand formed a seal and pointed at the spiritual energy vortex. In an instant, the spiritual energy floated into the air like smoke. Wang Lin's eyes lit up as he followed the spiritual energy and quickly moved through the endless fog. Although this spiritual energy from the rocks had no life and contained traces of time, because it came from the nether beast, it contained a faint aura of the nether beast. With this aura as the guide, he could find the nether beast. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he moved like lightning after the spiritual energy smoke. He quickly moved into the depths of the fog. As he moved forward, there was a hint of joy in his eyes. He vaguely felt a pressure coming from the fog ahead. With this pressure, no fierce beast would dare to live here. As it entered Wang Lin's mind, the pressure seemed to turn into a powerful force and cause Wang Lin's mind to tremble. Without hesitation, he slowly withdrew his divine sense that was spread out hundreds of feet while not alerting that pressure. His divine sense shrank and shrank until it was only 1,000 feet around him. At the same time, his body broke through the fog with the spiritual energy smoke and charged into the depths of the fog. The further he went, the stronger the pressure became and the more clear it was. It was like countless mountains had appeared on top of Wang Lin, but the pressure didn't force him to retreat. Instead, strong excitement and battle intent appeared in his eyes. He waved his right hand, and the spiritual energy smoke returned back to his storage space. He stood there as he licked his lips, and a fire seemed to sweep across his body. If this nether beast is not strong, hunting it will be boring. The more powerful it is, the more worthwhile it is for me to hunt. Only then can it qualify to become my ancient god's life essence beast. Wang Lin smiled as he slowly walked forward. The pressure gradually grew stronger as Wang Lin got closer. It was as if there was an unimaginable presence ahead. This presence seemed to be sleeping, and a pressure silently spread out. As this pressure spread, the fog spread with it. If one looked from above, they would see the pressure creating ripples across the fog. Wang Lin was moving toward his prey with excitement in his heart. Hunting the nether beast. His divine sense remained 1,000 feet around him. At this point, Wang Lin no longer needed his divine sense or the spiritual energy smoke to guide him. He could find the nether beast by following this pressure. The fog was like waves that silently spread in all directions. Wang Lin stepped through the fog with no hesitation. When the pressure and the fog reached the most violent moment, there was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes and he suddenly sped up. It was as if everything he was doing was to prepare for this final sprint. At this moment, Wang Lin's speed reached the peak of how fast his 7-star ancient god body could move. Not even Master Lu Fu could match him. This speed was unimaginable and was several times faster than the speed of sound. This created an instant of silence. Wang Lin threw the sonic boom far behind him and charged ahead. The fog collapsed before him and scattered. The pressure disintegrated layer by layer before him. In a flash, Wang Lin had broken through all the fog before him, and he saw the giant beast 1,000 feet away. This fierce beast was like a whale, and it was millions of feet long. Cultivators were like ants before it. Nether beast. On the sides, its mouth were 2 large whiskers that slowly wobbled. Its mouth and eyes were closed as if it was asleep. Its body was completely dark blue. From afar, it looked like a dark blue sea floating through the fog. A powerful pressure came from its body and pushed the fog apart. Wang Lin's pupils shrank, and he didn't pause as he charged forward. 1,000 feet, 800 feet, 500 feet, 300 feet, until only 30 feet. When he was within 30 feet, Wang Lin raised his right hand and mercilessly slammed down on the sleeping nether beast. Thunderous rumbles suddenly echoed. The sonic boom created by Wang Lin also caught up at the same time. A loud explosion suddenly echoed through the fog. The thunderous rumble was like a star domain collapsing. It was enough to cause the mind of anyone who heard it to collapse and their bodies to tear to pieces. As a royal ancient god, I used the might of my ancient order heritage to seal its outer body as my life essence beast. Thunderous rumbles echoed as Wang Lin's right hand landed on the nether beast, forming a palm-sized ancient order rune. The outer seal is complete. Now comes the inner seal, but I can enter that realm. Then the most difficult soul seal. Only after those 3 seals are complete can this beast become my ancient god life essence beast. The nether beast's body suddenly trembled, and an angry roar suddenly came from its body. The roar was like the spell of a third-step cultivator, and it immediately suppressed the sound of the explosion. When they collided, an indescribable shockwave was formed. This force quickly spread, and all the fog inside the star domain began to churn like crazy. If one looked from the outside, the fog was exploding outward at a rapid pace. It was like the disaster before the star domain collapses. All the cultivators in Alheaven felt Alheaven tremble. Wang Lin was the closest to the nether beast, and as the impact swept by him, he was forced back thousands of feet. Each step he took caused space to rumble and collapse beneath his feet, exposing an illusory net. This was the realm's ceiling formation. The nether beast's body trembled as its eyes opened and stared at Wang Lin. The 2 whiskers moved, and roars came out from its mouth. Its huge body didn't retreat, but instead, as it roared, its eyes revealed a fierce gaze, and it smashed toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. As he wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, he let out a laugh. He didn't retreat either, and faced it head-on as it smashed toward him. They all said that this beast's personality is timid, that it would flee when it encountered an enemy. When I saw it back then, it was true, but for some reason, it's not escaping now. This is good too. Popping sounds came from Wang Lin's body. The 7 ancient god stars between his eyebrows rotated rapidly, and his body suddenly grew to more than 10,000 feet tall. There was a thunderous bang as Wang Lin opened his arms and hugged the nether beast as it smashed into him. Wang Lin immediately felt a powerful force hit his body, causing him to cough out blood. At the same time, he was being pushed back. He was pushed back 10,000 feet. However, the battle intent within Wang Lin became even stronger. His laughter echoed as his mouth locked onto the mouth of the nether beast, and his roar echoed. This is more interesting. To compete with me in strength, Wang Lin forced himself to stop, and at this moment another powerful force came from the nether beast. The 7 stars between Wang Lin's eyebrows rotated rapidly, and ancient god power filled his body. Not only did this stop him from being pushed back, but he took a step forward as he hugged the nether beast. Space itself trembled and the fog roared. Wang Lin's laughter spread and his eyes were bloodshot but filled with battle intent. After pushing the nether beast back 1 step, he took the 2nd step. A roar came from inside the nether beast as if couldn't resist the ancient god power coming from Wang Lin. It continued to be pushed back. Wang Lin moved faster and faster as he took step after step while roaring. 100 feet, 500 feet, 1,000 feet until 10,000 feet. No matter how much the 100,000 feet nether beast struggled, it couldn't break free from Wang Lin's hands. After more than 10,000 feet, Wang Lin's arm swelled, and he raised the nether beast up before smashing it down. Thunderous rumbles echoed, and the fog in the star domain was pushed back, creating an opening in the middle. The nether beast was thrown by Wang Lin and flew downwards. A loud sound echoed, and a panic roar came from the nether beast. Fear appeared in its eyes, and it moved its whale-like tail. It no longer dared to fight, and after being thrown by Wang Lin, it began to escape downwards. Become this god's life beast and rampage in the world with his god. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. The first palm he had sent out contained the aura of his life force, and it had already entered the body of the nether beast. Seeing the nether beast flee, Wang Lin walked forward. However, just as he closed in on the nether beast, it suddenly turned around. The fear in its eyes disappeared and was replaced by a hint of wisdom. Quickly approaching 3,900 words, Leo fierce as a tiger. Wishing for sharing, for likes on the video, for channel followers. Chapter 1503. Hunting Nether Beast 3. There was no fear at all. Everything before was just to confuse its enemy, to let them think it was escaping and chase so they would fall into its trap. What kind of nether beast was this? It was clearly a beast spirit that had cultivated to a certain degree. The moment he turned around, a muffled roar came from the nether beast's mouth and a gap opened. The nether beast hadn't opened its mouth for tens of thousands of years. For the nether beast, just a small gap was thousands of feet large. The moment it opened, the roar that it seemed to have been holding back for tens of thousands of years rushed out like crazy. Roar! It was impossible to describe the power of this roar. As it spread out, space itself shook. All of Alheaven heard it clearly. As the roar echoed, a power erupted from the nether beast's body, forcing that gap to open wide. 1,000 feet, 3,000 feet, 8,000 feet, 10,000 feet. The roar contained an impact that could collapse space, and it charged out at Wang Lin. Wang Lin's hair fluttered back, his body felt like it was being torn, and his ears rumbled. The nether beast's mouth opened even more from 10,000 feet, 30,000 feet, 60,000 feet, until it was opened 80,000 feet. At a glance, the nether beast's mouth seemed to lead to the netherworld. The roars that were coming out seemed to be the roars of the gods. Inside the fog, Wang Lin's expression became gloomy. The surrounding fog spread like crazy under the roar from the nether beast. Looking around now, there was no fog remaining. Even his body was being pushed back by the nether beast's roar, and tearing sounds could be heard from his body. If he wasn't a 7-star ancient god and an ordinary cultivator, he could have collapsed before this roar. As he retreated, he waved his hand, and more than 10 ancient leaves appeared. They didn't seal the nether beast's mouth, but surrounded Wang Lin. At the same time, Wang Lin's right hand pointed to the spot between his eyebrows, and both esteemed Ling Dong and Zhou Jin both appeared. They didn't attack the nether beast but stood beside Wang Lin. As their hands rapidly formed seals, Joss flames surrounded Wang Lin. All of this happened in an instant. The moment Ling Dong and Zhou Jin appeared, Wang Lin's ancient god star started to rotate rapidly. The phantom ancient order head appeared and surrounded the three of them. The roar of the nether beast only lasted for a few breaths before it dissipated. Once the roar disappeared, a powerful suction force filled the stars. Under this powerful suction, Wang Lin saw the power of the devouring spell from the nether beast. All the fog that was pushed extremely far away was instantly pulled past Wang Lin and into the mouth of the nether beast. As the stars trembled, dust formed a storm and was devoured by the nether beast. The nether beast's mouth was like a giant black hole that devoured everything. Wang Lin was able to stabilize himself with the ancient leaves and Ling Dong and Zhou Jin. Not only was he not being pulled in, but he was slowly retreating. There was flashes of coldness in his eyes as he waited for that critical moment. However, the suction force became stronger and stronger. In just an instant, it reached a terrifying degree. More and more dust was being sucked into the nether beast's mouth. There were rumblings from far away as some abandoned planets were being pulled off their orbit and toward this place. In an instant, a giant abandoned planet moved past Wang Lin and shot toward the nether beast. Although the nether beast was large, it still couldn't compare to the planet. However, when the planet got close, it distorted and seemed to shrink before it was devoured by the nether beast. This caused Wang Lin's pupils to shrink. As the suction force increased, the 10 ancient leaves rotated rapidly around Wang Lin, forming a blockade. The ancient order head and the Joss flames from Ling Dong and Zhou Jin continued to help him resist. It's still not time yet. The nether beast's mouth can be this weak. As Wang Lin stared at the nether beast, the coldness in his eyes gradually increased. Thunderous rumbles echoed. Dozens of abandoned planets flew in from the distance and were devoured by the nether beast. The nether beast became anxious. It wanted to devour Wang Lin, not these abandoned planets in the fog. However, the suction force wasn't moving Wang Lin at all, which caused madness to slowly appear in the nether beast's eyes. There is a realm inside the nether beast, but it is merely a spell. Since it is a beast, it has life, soul, flesh, and blood. If I want to take it as my life essence beast, then I must enter its body without being sucked into that realm. Although I wanted to open its mouth, not for it to open by itself. In addition, this beast's spell hasn't been fully activated yet. From the information I gathered, when this beast releases the full power of its spell, its soul will appear. Only then can I seal the soul. If the soul doesn't appear, I can seal its insides and the seal will fail. Wang Lin saw the anxiety in the nether beast's eyes and slowly retreated. This suction force might have some use against Master Lu Fu, but Wang Lin had Ling Dong, Zhou Jin, the ancient order head, and the ancient leaves. He could resist this suction force. His slow retreat was seen by the nether beast. Its body gave off a dark blue glow and the 80,000-foot gap in its mouth suddenly widened. 80,000 feet, 100,000 feet, 200,000 feet, 400,000 feet, 800,000 feet until it was more than 1,000,000 feet. Looking from afar, the mouth of the nether beast occupied a majority of its body. Its twisted appearance was extremely shocking. Its mouth seemed to be open to its limit, and as it let out a roar, the nether beast trembled. A giant phantom appeared behind it. This phantom was also a nether beast, only it was just a mouth. It was as big as the star domain. This was the soul of the nether beast. It might be an illusion, but when it appeared, Wang Lin felt like the star system became a river and the countless planets were like the fish in the river. Under the suction force, the star domain charged with a phantom mouth. Deep within the mouth, there was a rotating black hole. This was where the nether beast's realm was. This was enough to shock anyone who saw it. Ancient leaves surrounded Wang Lin, and at this moment they trembled as if they couldn't handle it anymore. Even Ling Dong and Zhou Jin's faces were livid, and they let out low roars. Even so, Wang Lin's body was being pulled forward due to the sudden increase in suction force. He got closer and closer. Just as he was about to be devoured by the phantom mouth, the coldness that was suppressed in Wang Lin's eyes suddenly erupted. The moment the coldness erupted, Wang Lin raised his right hand and mercilessly punched. This punch immediately fused with the ancient order head. At the same time, Ling Dong let out a roar, and the devil god statue behind him charged out with the punch. Zhou Jin also erupted with all his power, and a monstrous blood wolf accompanied Wang Lin's punch. From afar, Wang Lin's punch seemed to turn into a pillar of light with the blood wolf roaring and the devil god statue opening its arms behind it. They all shot straight toward the phantom mouth that appeared before the nether beast. This punch was Wang Lin's most powerful attack. It contained Ling Dong and Zhou Jin's powers. It was the full power of 3 third-step cultivators attacking at once. At this instant, the thunder tattoo in Wang Lin's right eye flew out and entered his punch. Thunderous rumbles echoed, and this star domain turned into a thunder lake. The 9-colored fire inside his left eye burned and turned into a firestorm that also fused with this punch. This punch was infinitely close to the full power of a peak nirvana void cultivator. It was approaching the second void realm, spirit void. The punch collided with the phantom mouth, and a heaven-shattering rumble echoed. The nether beast roared and the phantom mouth trembled and showed signs of collapsing. However, as it collapsed, the suction force increased and managed to devour Wang Lin's punch. Esteemed Ling Dong disappeared first and was devoured into the mysterious realm inside the nether beast. Shortly after was Zhou Jin. He disappeared under the powerful suction force. Their disappearance bought Wang Lin valuable time as their Joss flames had blocked the mouth for a moment. This allowed Wang Lin to stop inside the nether beast's soul's mouth. This phantom mouth was its soul and the focus of the seal. In order to seal the mouth, he had to go inside once, but it had to be done before he was sucked into its realm. This was the conclusion Wang Lin had come to after analyzing for a long time. Although it was strange that the nether beast didn't escape, now everything had returned back to his original plan. Time was short. The few breaths of time Ling Dong and Zhou Jin had bought for him would quickly pass. Without hesitation, Wang Lin's hands formed a seal and pointed forward. His 7 ancient god stars rotated rapidly and then flew out from his forehead. The 7 stars rotated rapidly, and as Wang Lin pointed, they landed on the nether beast's soul mouth. As a royal ancient god, I used the might of my ancient order heritage to seal its soul and make it my life essence beast. Tears streaming long. Wishing for the like button for the video. Chapter 1504. Hunting Nether Beast. 4. Wang Lin's words contained an indisputable force. The moment he spoke, his 7 rotating stars landed on the nether beast's mouth. The first star shined brightly, then the second, third, and fourth stars also shined. An ancient soul force came from the stars and entered Wang Lin's mind. When all 7 stars lit up, the soul seal would be successful. However, just at this moment, time passed. Ling Dong and Zhou Jin had already been devoured and there wasn't enough time. The suction force appeared once more, and Wang Lin's body began to show signs of being inhaled. Facing danger, Wang Lin let out a roar and mercilessly waved at the mysterious realm inside the nether beast. As the howling echoed, all the ancient leaves flew out toward the black hole inside the mouth. Thunderous rumbles echoed. When the suction force weakened, the fifth star shined. However, as it flashed, the ancient leaves were sucked away by the black hole and the suction force increased more. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes. He had already paid a great price. If he succeeded, Ling Dong and company would be fine, but if he failed, the price would be extremely heavy. However, he had analyzed everything in detail before he began, and everything was still within his calculations. He was confident in lighting the last 2 stars. When the suction force appeared once more, Wang Lin waved his sleeve. Behind him, the moongazer serpent's large body appeared and flew toward the black hole. In a flash, the moongazer serpent blocked the black hole. As it was sucked in, it was able to buy Wang Lin enough time. The 6th star lit up. The 7th star shined brightly. The 7 stars in the nether beast's soul mouth shined brightly, and as they rotated, the soul seal was complete. The outer Rio, the soul seal, and the internal seal, Wang Lin had completed 2 of them and only needed 1 more. After the ancient god stars finished the seal, they returned to Wang Lin. However, just at this moment, a shocking change occurred. A shocking ray of 7-colored light came from the nether beast's sealed soul. This 7-colored light was monstrous, and soon shrouded the surrounding area. When Wang Lin saw the 7-colored light, even he was startled for a moment. 7 colors. The 7-colored light swept across the star domain. As it spread out from the nether beast's soul, it also covered the nether beast's body. As the 7-colored light spread out, an indescribable force came from inside the nether beast. At the same time, Wang Lin's seal on the nether beast's body began to dissipate. Under the impact of the 7-colored light, a majority of it was swept away, leaving only a sliver remaining. But even that was about to disappear. The 7-star soul seal that was placed on the mouth immediately became dim. It was as if 7 candle flames were struggling in the wind and could be extinguished at any moment. In a flash, 3 star seals extinguished. This sudden change was outside Wang Lin's expectations. He couldn't have expected this nether beast to have the power of the 7-colored light. 7 colors. 7 colors. The 7-colored light flashed rapidly and became even stronger. Phantoms began to float out from the mouth of the nether beast. Enlightened, prisoner of the Tao of Heaven, all sentient beings must endure immeasurable calamities. It only takes a thought to leave the deep prison. Await the path of cultivation. A hum came from the phantoms that floated out from the nether beast's mouth. Enlightened, all life must walk forever forward and solve the modern age. Escape the will of heaven and obtain the path to life. Await the path of cultivation. Enlightened, seal the will of the heavens. Engrave the dark days. All life doesn't know the true Tao. The bitter abyss forever distorts the true Tao. Await the path of cultivation. More and more figures appeared surrounding the nether beast and soon surrounded the area. Enlightened ones. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he vaguely understood something. He understood why the nether beast hadn't escaped and why its personality had reversed. He understood why the nether beast would leave behind excretions inside the fog. He understood why the nether beast was so cunning and there was even wisdom in its eyes. He understood why 7-colored light would erupt from its soul after he sealed most of it. It actually devoured a 7-colored realm over the last 1,000 years. Wang Lin was shocked and he didn't dare to believe it. His guess wasn't wrong. In truth, after Wang Lin appeared, the nether beast wandered through the fog. It was timid, and although it was extremely powerful, any random fierce beast was able to scare it away. However, it had obviously forgotten the pressure emitting from its body that made no beast or cultivator dare get near it. As it moved, all the surrounding beasts scattered. As it wandered, the nether beast remained in a foggy state. It didn't have enough intelligence and had spent most of its life sleeping. Even during the occasional moment it was awake, it would be in a daze. However, after Wang Lin left with the chosen immortal clan, the nether beast awakened. It suddenly felt hunger, but it was afraid to leave the fog, so it could only wander around slowly within the fog. After an unknown amount of time, a giant spatial rift appeared before it. Bursts of seven-colored light came from the rift and shined in its eyes. At this moment, an embarrassed figure stepped out from the rift. The clothes on this figure were in tatters, and before he even got a good look at his surroundings, he began to laugh like crazy. I finally came out of that damn place. This old man is finally free, however. He suddenly stopped before he finished speaking. The figure obviously saw the giant nether beast before it and felt the terrifying pressure. His appearance startled the nether beast as well. The man and beast stared at each other for a short while before cold sweat filled that person's forehead. His face turned pale and he let out a blood-curdling scream. When it heard the scream, the timid nether beast finally reacted and thunderous rumbles came from its body. This roar was an extremely terrifying thing to hear for anyone, but in truth, it was a scream of fear after being scared by that figure. The figure trembled and returned into the seven-colored rift without hesitation, escaping back into the seven-colored realm. Only that frenzied scream seemed to echo among the fog. The nether beast also retreated as it roared in panic, and it retreated very far. It stared at the seven-colored rift with fear in its eyes. It was completely frightened first. It was the appearance of the seven-colored rift. Then it was the person that suddenly appeared. And finally, that person let out that mournful scream before it could react, making it lose its wits after a long time. The nether beast saw that no one was chasing it and began to hesitate. The small amount of guts it had returned, and after thinking for a long time, it carefully returned to stare at the seven-colored rift in a daze. It didn't know why, but it liked the seven colors a lot. Otherwise, with how timid it was, it wouldn't have returned. It was in a daze for 100 years. This nether beast stared at the seven-colored rift in a daze for 100 years, as if it was pondering. After 100 years, it still couldn't understand how the rift had appeared or what it was. However, the seven colors made it feel very happy, so it was unwilling to leave and remained in a daze. However, after it was in a daze for a dozen more years, another accident occurred. The nether beast's eyes were thousands of feet wide, and one of them was less than 10 feet away from the spatial rift. It was as if it wanted to see what was inside the rift. The person that came out of the rift seemed to have struggled for 100 years, and finally gained the courage to carefully poke his head out. His hair was scattered, and his body was thin. He looked extremely miserable. Because the nether beast was too close, his vision was blurry, but when his vision became clear, his face became pale and he let out that miserable scream once more. You Ray still here? You waited here for 100 years, the person screamed as he retreated back into the seven-colored realm. This sudden change scared the nether beast once more. However, its memory seemed more profound, so it only retreated 100,000 feet. It waited for a long time, and after seeing nothing come out of the rift, it couldn't endure its love for the seven-colored light any longer. It carefully moved closer and continued to stare at the seven-colored rift in a daze. Time slowly passed 200 years, 300 years, 500 years until one day, the nether beast felt hunger, but it was unwilling to leave. After pondering a bit, it opened its mouth and devoured the seven-colored rift. Suction force appeared and the space the seven-colored realm existed in was devoured into the realm inside the nether beast. Although Wang Lin didn't know the entire process, he could guess the process and the result. As the murmurs of the enlightened ones came from inside the nether beast, a rumble came from its mouth and a giant stone tablet appeared. Scarlet red blood was used to carve sections of Tao scripture onto the stone tablet. The like button for the VIDEO is in danger. Urgently wishing for the like button for the VIDEO's aid. You are listening to a completely free audiobook on the Leo Audio YouTube channel. If you enjoy the story, please like the video to motivate the channel. Support Leo with a cup of coffee through the description link or on the screen. If you want to hear any other stories, just comment and let Leo know. Thank you very much for watching the video. Chapter Kill. The moment Li Muan saw this figure, she let out a sigh of relief and her body went soft. She had to lean against the wall. A cold hand went under her armpit, which surprised her. Then she immediately found herself take off from the ground. A familiar smell entered her nose and made her relax. Seeing the fog before her, she was about to speak when she heard Wang Lin's indifferent voice say, "Don't move. I am taking you to kill people." Wang Lin held Li Muan and paused in the air for a moment. He took out the dragon tendon, which was now like a whip, and swung it. One end wrapped around the headless corpse of the big-headed cultivator, and then the end split and grabbed Pu Lin's corpse. Wang Lin's right hand held the dragon tendon as his divine sense spread out and located the ones that ran away. He let out a sneer as he flew northeast, and as he flew, the dragon tendon flew behind him with the bodies of the 2 core formation cultivators. Kun Sang-A's heart was in panic. The moment he saw Wang Lin, he felt like there was a large hand stirring up his soul, and all it would have to do was use a little force to destroy it. Pu Lin's mysterious death frightened him the most. There were no words that could describe the regret he felt in his heart right now. For a pill furnace, 2 out of the 3 of them had already died. Just thinking about this caused him to feel rattled as he quickly took out some pills and threw them in his mouth. After his spiritual energy was refilled, he bit his tongue and spat out some blood. His hand quickly formed seals which he sent into the blood. As he made the seals, his body quickly withered, but his speed increased several fold. He left an afterimage as his body charged out hundreds of meters. Wang Lin sneered as he flew through the sky like a meteor. When he saw Kun Sang, a cold light flashed across his eyes. He opened his mouth and a crystal-colored light flew out. In almost an instant, the crystal light flew hundreds of meters. As Kun Sang ran, he suddenly felt a pain in his chest. When he lowered his head, he saw a crystal light penetrating his chest. His core flew out from his chest and slowly flew backwards. He opened his mouth, but he couldn't make a sound. His vision grew darker and darker as he fell from the sky. Even until the moment of his death, he couldn't understand how all of it had changed so quickly. The prey suddenly became the predator. As his body fell, a thin golden light extended from the dragon tendon toward the body. When Wang Lin flew by, the body was bound by the dragon tendon and floated behind him. The 3 bodies of the core formation cultivators became like 3 feathers of a peacock's tail, and Wang Lin was the head. The third one, Wang Lin's face was gloomy as he placed the golden core inside his bag of holding and flew toward his next target. Li Muan looked at everything that was happening before her. Even though she was prepared, she couldn't help but be shocked. Wang Lin's strength was deeply engraved in her heart. Chen Hai was an elder of the fighting evil sect who normally enjoyed a lot of respect. He knew that his speed wasn't fast enough, so after running for a while, he dug a big hole in the ground, withdrew his presence, and buried himself. When he was only at the foundation establishment stage, he had used this trick many times. As he lied underground, he couldn't help but let out a bitter smile and think about how long it had been since he had to use this life-saving technique. He let out a sigh, but his sigh froze in his mouth as his eyes suddenly widened, revealing the red lightning flashing across it. Blood endlessly flowed out of his orifices and red lightning filled his soul. A golden thread drilled into the ground, grabbed Chen Hai's body, and dragged it out along with a large chunk of dirt. The fourth one, the dragon tendon, split into 4, holding a body in each thread. Aside from the one body without a head, the remaining bodies were all complete and covered in blood, which made them look very frightening. After killing 2 people, the coldness in Wang Lin's eyes had not only not lessened, but became even stronger as he continued to chase. 1 hour later, the number of bodies behind Wang Lin had risen from 4 to 9. The last remaining person was the head elder, Qian-kun, who ran away first. The more he ran, the more scared he became. This fear reached its peak as his divine sense detected Wang Lin and the 9 bodies flying behind him. His scalp went numb at the sight. In just this short period of time, Wang Lin was able to kill all of the other core formation cultivators. What kind of cultivation level was needed to do something like this? Could he be a nascent soul cultivator? Qian-kun's heart shook at the thought of this idea, but he quickly dismissed it. When they were chasing Wang Lin before, they clearly saw through his cultivation level. He was only at the peak of the foundation establishment stage, a pseudo-core formation cultivator. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't have chased so leisurely. However, everything happened too fast, to the point that Qian-kun still thought that he was daydreaming, only this dream was a nightmare. As Wang Lin closely followed behind, his eyes became even colder. He sneered as he looked at Qian-kun before him. This Qian-kun was, after all, mid-stage core formation cultivator, so he was several times faster than the others. However, flying at this speed would waste a lot of spiritual energy, so Wang Lin was in no rush. Once Qian-kun starts to run out of spiritual energy, he will have to slow down. Qian-kun clenched his teeth and turned his head. He remembered that there was a fighting evil sect branch nearby with 2 core formation cultivators in charge. He hoped that they could hold Wang Lin off long enough for him to save himself. He used 120% of his spiritual energy as he charged toward the branch of the fighting evil sect. Wuding Mountain was a huge mountain with many lofts built on top of it. It used to be the home of a very large sect thousands of years ago, but after they fell from power, they were wiped out by the Fighting Evil sect and became a branch of the Fighting Evil sect. On this day, the disciples of the branch were cultivating when the two core formation elders in charge, the brothers Mu Nan and Mu Bei, opened the door and went out. In the air, Qian-kun was battered and exhausted. He didn't even wait until he got close to shout, "Mu Nan, Mu Bei. I order the two of you to gather all of the disciples at Wuding and stop the person behind me. Do not allow this person leave Wuding Mountain. If you succeed, I'll reward you too with 10,000 high-quality spirit stones." With that, he fled in panic. The moment Mu Nan and Mu Bei walked out, they heard the head elder's words and were startled. How would the two of them be able to stop someone even the head elder had to run away from? Just at this moment, Wang Lin appeared before their eyes. The two of them wondered what kind of person would force even the head elder to run away. The moment they saw Wang Lin, they were shocked, especially after seeing the 9 bodies flying behind him. The two of them carefully looked at each other. Their faces changed color repeatedly. Mu Nan bursted out. "The 9 elders from headquarters, this. Mu Bei took a deep breath. He felt chills all over his body. He quickly dragged Mu Nan and respectfully said, "Junior Mu Bei greets Senior." Mu Nan's body shivered and he quickly said, "Junior Mu Nan greets Senior." Wang Lin coldly looked at the two. He went past them without slowing down. That one look caused their skins to crawl. Their backs were soon covered in sweat. Qian-kun had been flying at top speed for such a long time that his spiritual energy was about to run out. He quickly took out some pills, but just this pause allowed Wang Lin to close in even further. Seeing that Wang Lin was getting closer and closer, he let out a pitiful smile before turning around and giving Wang Lin a vicious look. He clenched his teeth and took out a red token from his bag of holding. On this token was the word "punish" written in dark red. This token was the famous 10,000 Devils 100-day kill order token in the Sea of Devils. This token came from ancient times, and the method of making them has been long lost. Even in the Sea of Devils, there were only 10 or so remaining. Qian-kun accidentally obtained it and immediately refined it. He was afraid of others finding out about it, and had always kept it as his ace. He was hoping to use this to help increase the power of his techniques in the future. The requirement for activating this token was very strict. It required someone at the core formation stage or higher to trade their life to activate it. The person who activates it will have their entire cultivation refined into a pill, which will be gifted to the person who manages to kill the target. Because of the special ability of this token, whenever a demonic cultivator sees someone who is marked, they will attack them. It was also because of this strict requirement that the owners of the tokens rarely ever used them themselves. They would find a core formation cultivator and force them to use it. As for the target, they could just find someone nearby. That way they could easily obtain a cultivation pill. As a result, the amount of tokens has greatly decreased, so even saying that there were 10 tokens left might be a little too much. Qian-kun also originally planned to force someone to use the token, but now that he was about to die, he became ruthless and waited for Wang Lin to catch up. Anyone who is marked by token rarely lasts 100 days if they are within the Sea of Devils. However, if they can last more than 100 days, then they can devour the pill themselves. Seeing Wang Lin closing in, Qian-kun held the 10,000 Devils 100-day kill order and shouted, "Stop! Do you know this token? I have refined this with my soul. If you kill me, you will be marked by the kill order. Today's matter is my fault, but you have already killed 9 elders, so why kill more? If you spare me, I can refer you and allow you to become a head elder at the Fighting Evil sect like me. How about it?" The like button for the VIDEO has dropped to 5th place. Tears brimming and wishing for the like button for the VIDEO. Chapter 1505. Fine. All of this happened in a flash. When the enlightened ones appeared and began chanting, the giant stone tablet appeared above the nether beast's soul. The blood-red words contained crazed intent. Under this intent, the enlightened ones seemed to have gone crazy, and their chanting became shouts. They seemed to be under control and rotated rapidly to form a vortex. This vortex contained a destructive force that spread out in all directions. Wang Lin was pushed back 3 steps. Just as he was about to move forward, the Tao scripture on the stone tablet flew out and charged at Wang Lin. The Tao scripture instantly closed in on Wang Lin. Wang Lin had been to the seven-colored realm and knew how terrifying it was. As the Tao scripture closed in, he began to hear a faint voice murmuring the contents of the Tao scripture. Enlightened, prisoner of the Tao of heaven. As the vortex rotated, the crazed intent spread out like crazy. At this moment, out of the 4 remaining stars on the nether beast's soul, 2 more extinguished. At the same time, the nether beast's soul's mouth returned back into its body. As the vortex rotated, the nether beast retreated rapidly with fear in its eyes. It was scared. The 7-colored realm might had changed its personality, but it was difficult to forget its originally timid nature. Also, the seal on its soul hadn't dissipated, and this brought it intense fear. As the Tao scripture pushed Wang Lin back, the giant nether beast used its other spell. Ethereal mode. The nether beast's body became blurry, and in just a few thousand feet it completely disappeared. The enlightened ones, the vortex, and the Tao scripture that was charging at Wang Lin disappeared with it. Everything disappeared along with the nether beast. Wang Lin's eyes became blood red and he let out a roar of anger. Ling Dong, Zhou Jin, the moongazer serpent, and the ancient leaves were all inside the nether beast. If it escaped, the cost would be too great. A sudden change occurred in this hunt for the nether beast due to it devouring the 7-colored realm. Although Wang Lin had calculated this, he still couldn't have expected such a ridiculous thing to happen. A 7-colored realm had appeared inside this foggy region and was devoured by the nether beast. I can let it escape. Madness appeared in Wang Lin's eyes. He stepped forward and appeared above the star domain. He then waved his hand at the star domain below. In an instant, the thunder tattoo flew out from his right eye and covered the surrounding area. The 9 accompanying thunders rotated rapidly around it. The world rumbled and endless thunder appeared out of nowhere, forming a thunder hell. Bigger, 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 Wang Lin roared with monstrous anger. The thunder essence rushed out of his body and expanded rapidly. 10,000 feet, 100,000 feet, 1 million feet, 10 million feet. In a flash, the thunder tattoo covered the surrounding 10 million foot area. There was madness in Wang Lin's eyes as he pointed to the spot between his eyebrows and ancient god power filled his body. Expand for me. 10 million feet, 30 million feet, 50 million feet, 100 million feet. Wang Lin let out a roar and the Emperor Furnace flew out of this first star. The furnace fused with the thunder tattoo. Expand once more. Thunderous rumbles echoed. The thunder tattoo that had reached 100 million feet expand once more. 200 million feet, 300 million feet, 500 million feet until 800 million feet. The endless star domain was shrouded in thunder and became a large thunder lake. Even if you devour the 7-colored realm, you will still become my life essence beast. You may have escaped and now I can find you, but I'll refine this entire 800 million space into a grain of dust to force you out. Although the nether beast had turned ethereal and escaped rapidly, Wang Lin's seal was still on it. Wang Lin could feel that it was rapidly escaping, but it hadn't left this 800 million foot area. Wang Lin could clearly feel that his seals on its body and soul were rapidly dissipating. Soon, they would dissipate completely, and his connection with it would be gone. Thunder rumbled and a 9-colored flame appeared in his left eye and shot out. At the same time, a vermilion bird phantom appeared behind him and let out a cry. The appearance of the vermilion bird meant Wang Lin had activated all the fire inside his body. The vermilion bird shot out to the 800 million feet of space below. In a flash, the world was a sea of fire. There was thunder inside the fire and fire inside the thunder. The Emperor Furnace's aura began refining these 800 million feet of star domain. Wang Lin waved his hand and roared ferociously, "Refine, refine, refine." The 800 million feet star domain began to refine rapidly. If one looked from high above, this 800 million feet area seemed to broke off from the surrounding space if it was cut out and was being refined by the thunder and fire. Wang Lin had already gone crazy. His hands continued to move, placing restrictions inside this 800 million feet of space, causing the refining to become faster and faster. Time was urgent and he couldn't delay anymore. Once the seals on the nether beast dissipated, everything would be lost. Wang Lin didn't have a second moongazer serpent, a second Ling Dong, a second Zhou Jin to let him hunt the nether beast again. However, the 800 million foot area was too large and couldn't be refined in a short period of time. At this moment, Wang Lin could clearly feel his connection with the nether beast weaken a lot. Although he couldn't see it, he could imagine that out of the 2 stars left, only 1 remained. During this urgent situation, Wang Lin calmed down. He coldly stared at the 800 million foot space that was rapidly being refined. In a short period of time, only 700 million feet remained. This wasn't a flat 700 million feet of space. It went as high as the heavens and as low as hell itself. The part that had disappeared revealed the realm ceiling formation. As for the part that was refined, it became a hole that would last for an eternity in heaven. While pondering, Wang Lin waved his right hand, and hundreds of thousands of restrictions appeared. His left hand moved as well, creating countless afterimages. He used his fastest speed and created endless restrictions. A powerful ancient umbrella that could burn the world appeared above the reigning space. A boundless sense of majesty spread out. Realm burning umbrella. Destroy the realm. Wang Lin raised his right hand as if he was catching the giant umbrella, and his left hand pushed it open. Thunderous rumbles echoed. The ancient umbrella trembled and opened up 10%. Monstrous flames came out of the umbrella and rushed down at the 700 million feet of star domain being refined. From afar, the star domain looked like an endless sea of fire. A powerful pressure spread out from the raging flames. The 700 million feet of space began to refine like crazy when the fire from the ancient umbrella rushed in. The 700 million foot area began to shake and shrink rapidly. 600 million, 400 million, 300 million, 100 million. Until it was only 60 million feet. The refining process was accelerated greatly. The empty area revealed the net that was the ceiling realm formation, and many holes appeared. Still not coming out, Wang Lin could feel that the nether beast was within this 6 million feet area. He waved his hand, and the emperor furnace appeared. The 9 drops of poison merged with the fire and thunder. This method wouldn't waste the precious poison, but it would give Wang Lin the time to force out the ethereal nether beast. The thunderous rumbles continued, and so did the refining. The 60 million foot space became only 30 million feet wide. At the same time, a poisonous black fog rapidly spread through the area. Just at this moment, an anxious roar came out. The nether beast's body suddenly appeared in an area that the poison fog was about to submerge. The moment it appeared, Wang Lin stepped forward and closed in. Before the nether beast could open its mouth, his hand slammed down on the sliver of seal that remained on the nether beast's head. Muffled groans came out of the nether beast's unopened mouth. Forgot to mention, at the end of the month, wishing for the like button for the video. Chapter 1506, Life Essence Beast. This poem contained Wang Lin's determination. His desire was to make the nether beast his life essence beast no matter what. The seal on the nether beast's head that was about to dissipate was immediately filled with new strength. In a flash, the seal gave off a bright light. Not only did it reform, but it was even 30% stronger than before. When the nether beast was about to open its mouth, Wang Lin let out a roar at the sky. His eyes were red as he reached toward the sky. A giant whip tens of thousands of feet long appeared in this refined star domain. When Wang Lin grabbed the whip, earth-shattering snapping sounds echoed. The whip grew until it was hundreds of thousands of feet long. From afar, this whip looked to be as long as the nether beast. The scene of it dancing in the stars was extremely shocking. The moment the whip appeared, Wang Lin waved his hand and the whip lashed out at the nether beast. Soul Lasher. When the Soul Lasher landed on the nether beast, it created a thunderous bang, and a muffled roar came from its body. Its body trembled and its soul showed signs of the leaving its body. However, it was able to withstand it. Wang Lin didn't stop at all. The Soul Lasher seemed to contain Wang Lin's madness, and it lashed out 8 times. Adding the lash from before, it was a total of 9 hits. Thunderous rumbles echoed, and the nether beast could no longer withstand it. Its timid nature appeared in its eyes once more, and its soul was forced out from its body. However, this soul was just like the tip of the iceberg. Although the nether beast felt fear, it knew that it was a moment of crisis, so it struggled to move its soul back into its body. How could Wang Lin let it succeed? His hand waved and popping sounds echoed across the star domain. It was impossible to even see the shadow of the Soul Lasher as it lashed toward the nether beast. The 19th lash, 30th lash, 50th lash, until 99 lashes. When the final 100th lash landed, the soul lasher shined brightly. It began to collapse, and a golden light as bright as the sun came from the soul lasher. When the nether beast was covered by this light, it could no longer struggle. Its soul was forced out of its body and appeared among the stars. The nether beast's soul was only a giant mouth that could devour the world. Before it could open its mouth, Wang Lin closed in. His 7 ancient god stars rotated rapidly and shot toward the soul mouth. Thunderous rumbles echoed as the 7 stars pierced through the nether beast's mouth and fused with the last remaining shining star. At this instant, the soul seal recovered to 7 bright stars from just 1. The soul seal was completed once more. However, it wasn't over yet. Out of the 3 seals, there was still the flesh and body seal. Wang Lin pressed down on the soul and it returned to the nether beast's body. At the same time, Wang Lin sank down and borrowed the power of the 800 million feet of star domain he had refined. Before the nether beast could open its mouth on its own, Wang Lin grabbed its mouth and all his ancient god power poured into his hands. He mercilessly tore it open. There was a realm inside the nether beast, and it would appear if it opened its mouth willingly. However, if someone were to force its mouth to open, that realm wouldn't appear, and the inside of its body would be revealed. Wang Lin mercilessly opened the nether beast's mouth a sliver. The roar that was gathering inside escaped and collided with Wang Lin. The roar blew Wang Lin's hair back and was attempting to push him away. However, Wang Lin's body wasn't pushed back at all. After opening the nether beast's mouth, he jerked his hands and quickly retracted them. Then his hands created countless restrictions that contained the aura of the ancient order, and a restriction storm shot into the nether beast's mouth. It went into the body of the nether beast and headed toward its organs, blood vessels, bones, and everything inside it. Large amounts of restrictions rushed into the nether beast like crazy, sealing everything. In just a few breaths, the nether beast was completely sealed. After doing all of this, Wang Lin stepped back 1,000 feet and his face turned red. Everything happened in a flash, and even he felt stressed. Now that he had retreated, he coldly looked at the nether beast that had been sealed by the 3 seals. Today, as a royal 7-star ancient god, with my ancient order inheritance, I declare this beast my life essence beast. Nether beast, become my life essence beast. Wang Lin raised his right hand and pointed at the nether beast. The nether beast's body trembled violently as all 3 seals activated at once and a ghostly started shining around it. The struggle in his eyes gradually disappeared and was replaced with a sense of gentleness. After 15 minutes, the nether beast no longer struggled. It silently floated there and lowered its head toward Wang Lin. A connection of the flesh appeared in Wang Lin's heart. It was an inexplicable feeling. It was as if this nether beast had become a part of him. The moment this feeling appeared, a powerful sense of vitality and an ancient aura rushed into Wang Lin's mind from the nether beast through some special method. It was as if he had become the nether beast. The memories of the nether beast filled Wang Lin's mind. At this moment, popping sounds echoed from his body, and his ancient god body began to rapidly expand. The vitality from inside the nether beast was extremely powerful. As it rushed into Wang Lin's body, it caused his body to swell to 10,000 feet, 15,000 feet, 20,000 feet, 30,000 feet. Only when he reached 60,000 feet did he stop expanding. A 60,000-foot-tall ancient god appeared among the stars. Wang Lin clenched his large fist and looked ahead. His ancient god power cycled through his body, and his powerful vitality filled him with confidence. No wonder Tusi's memory said that only after possessing a life essence beast and giving birth to a moongazer serpent can one truly be considered an ancient god, although I don't have any moongazer serpent. Just this life essence beast already allows my body to reach this level. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and his 60,000-foot body shrank rapidly. As popping sounds echoed, he returned to the size of an ordinary cultivator. However, his appearance was very different from before. He still had a head of white hair. Although he looked like a young man, he now looked a lot younger. There was also an illusion around his body. Aside from third-step cultivators, in the eyes of everyone else, Wang Lin was like a hazy soul without a physical body. He raised his head and looked at the nether beast. He knew all of the nether beast's memories. The nether beast had spent most of his time sleeping, and the few memories it had acquired were chaotic. This was especially true for its birth. It didn't even know how it was created. The only clear memory was the memory of the seven-colored realm. Wang Lin pondered, and a sliver of divine sense entered Nether Beast. Its eyes opened, and it slowly opened its mouth like a hiccup. Esteemed Ling Dong was thrown out. He was in a sorry state, and there was still fear in his eyes. After Ling Dong, Zhou Jin and the ancient leaves were spat out. Finally, the giant moongazer serpent was coming. The Nether Beast's mouth continued to widen until it was like a giant black hole, and the moongazer serpent was spat out. It quickly grew until it returned to its original size. Wang Lin put Zhou Jin and Ling Dong back into the Emperor Furnace and then put it away inside his first star. Then he put everything else away and he frowned as he looked at the Nether Beast. This Nether Beast's memory is a mess, and during its hunger, it inhaled a bit too hard while devouring the seven-colored realm. It broke some barriers and devoured something it shouldn't. This is simply too strange. How did it devour a Dao fruit? Wang Lin pressed his right hand down on the Nether Beast while pondering. The Nether Beast's body trembled and seven-colored light came out from its mouth. Its mouth slowly opened, and an orange-colored fruit, hundreds of feet large, slowly floated out Dao fruit. The aura of Dao intent spread out with the appearance of the Dao fruit. As Wang Lin stared at the orange Dao fruit, his eyes lit up. My karma, life and death, and true and false essences are all extremely difficult to complete. All three are Dao, and if I get several of these fruits, I might be able to complete these three essences. Wang Lin waved his right hand and put away the orange Dao fruit. Without the Dao fruit, the wisdom inside the Nether Beast no longer existed, and it slowly became dull. It looked at Wang Lin in a daze. Now it looked like it did in the past, when it was staring at the seven-colored realm. Its mind was muddled again, but it had absorbed some of the Dao fruit, so it had gained some intelligence. Although still hazy, it was much smarter than before. I forgot to say, the latest 3 chapters are all 4,000-word major chapters. Is Leo that kind? So this is the moon god. Is it the like button for the VIDEO? Do you all also start the VIDEO? Chapter 1507, Seal Extermination Clan Altar. Even Wang Lin found it a bit uncomfortable being stared by the Nether Beast like this. He thought of that poor man that was scared to death twice by the Nether Beast. That pitiful person was still inside the Nether Beast's realm, and it was unknown how he was doing. Wang Lin didn't have time to take care of someone he didn't know. His right hand formed a seal, and he pointed at the Nether Beast. The Nether Beast turned into a ray of ghostly light and flew into his body. It fused with Wang Lin's second star and disappeared. Looking into the distance, looking at the heaven, Wang Lin had completed the 4 tasks. He had completed some karma, and also saw some old friends. Wang Lin could not ask for more and went into the distance with a sigh. The realm inside the Nether Beast was boundless. It was chaotic and could be big or small. At this moment, it was chaotic inside, and the sorry-looking cultivator had been exploring its insides for hundreds of years. That beast was really patient. It waited for hundreds for years, but in the end I couldn't wait any longer and left. However, after the 7-colored realm collapsed, where the hell did I end up? This cultivator was confused and bewildered. He had thought about this for hundreds of years. Damn it, what star domain is this place? I haven't met a single living thing in hundreds of years. Could I be in a spatial rift? I don't believe it. There must be a way out. The old cultivator had encouraged himself like this over the last hundreds of years in order to keep himself sane as he continued to search. In heaven, there was a blood-stained planet floating among the stars. Among the stars, this planet gave off a monstrous blood light that lit up the area. One could feel its powerful blood aura, even with their eyes closed. Wang Lin's figure appeared outside this blood-colored planet. Staring at the blood planet, Wang Lin waved his right hand, and his storage space opened. The ancient demon appeared, and Wang Lin grabbed its neck. Speak. What secret? The ancient demon was filled with fear and struggle. He quickly said, I'll talk, but you have to let me go. Wang Lin calmly said, if this secret is useful for me, I can give you a chance. Although the ancient demon was scared, he still screamed, a chance isn't enough. If you don't let me go, I want to speak. Even if you search my soul, it is useless. As a member of the ancient demon clan, I have my own method against it. Wang Lin coldly stared at the ancient demon in his hand, but he didn't speak. However, under his gaze, the ancient demon became even more frightened. After a long time, Wang Lin said, "If you don't want to speak, then forget it." He then moved his right hand. He was about to put the ancient demon back in his storage space. The ancient demon was terrified and screamed, "I speak thee. You have to promise that you won't lie to me and give me a chance in the end." Wang Lin frowned and became impatient. The ancient demon felt his heart drop and didn't dare to waste any more time. He quickly said, "In this blood planet, there is a spatial rift that only I can open. Inside is an altar that contains a powerful spell. It comes from the ancient celestial realm, and if one is fortunate, they can comprehend the 3-life spell. Once it succeeds, you will have 3 lives. Go open it." Wang Lin waved his right hand and the ancient demon regained his freedom. However, he didn't dare to resist and quickly flew toward the blood planet. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he followed the ancient demon toward the blood planet. The ancient demon was ahead, and there was a hidden trace of coldness in his eyes. When he got close to the blood planet, he pointed at it. The entire blood planet trembled, and a giant crack appeared on it. This crack went through the entire blood planet. It was as if someone was slicing the planet with a giant word. As the thunderous rumbles echoed, Wang Lin watched this giant blood planet split down the middle and become 2 half-spheres. Strands of blood covered the area between the 2 half-spheres, enough to distort one's gaze. One could faintly see a 100-feet-long spatial rift in the middle of these endless lines of blood. This spatial rift was like a large mouth with a large amount of restrictions sealing the edge so it wouldn't close. The ancient demon respectfully stood there with fear in his eyes and softly said, "This is it. These bloodlines contain Yao family blood and also my life essence demonic energy. Unless I am leading the way, no one can enter. The rift is also very fragile. If one tries to enter by force, it will collapse." Wang Lin's gaze swept past the lines of blood, and he slowly said, "Lead the way." The ancient demon quickly nodded and carefully walked forward. Those bloodlines seemed to have noticed him and slowly withdrew to open up a path. Wang Lin slowly followed the ancient demon. The ancient demon was very nervous. He knew that whether he could escape or not all depended on this. The bloodlines gradually retreated, and now he was 100 feet from the spatial rift. His tension had reached a peak, but he didn't reveal any of it. The ancient demon stopped outside spatial rift and whispered, "This is the place. The altar is inside." He was waiting for the other to enter, for him to enter, for Wang Lin to enter with him, or even for a slave to enter. No matter what happened, as long as someone entered, it didn't matter who, he was confident in escaping. At this critical moment, the tension in his mind was insanely strong and he couldn't reveal any flaws. Wang Lin looked at the 100-foot rift. He could faintly see an altar inside a pool of blood-colored water. He slowly said, "You are very nervous." The ancient demon's mind trembled and he squeezed out a smile. Before he could speak, he was almost scared out of his wits by what Wang Lin said next. The missing altar of the Sealing Extermination clan from the ancient star system seemed different from this. Wang Lin withdrew his gaze and looked at the ancient demon with a smile. The ancient demon revealed a look of disbelief and his heart trembled. He could have never imagined that Wang Lin would already know about this. "My patience has its limits. Since I promised you a chance, I won't break my promise. I'll give you one last chance. Take out the real altar." Wang Lin calmly looked at the ancient demon. The more calm Wang Lin was, the more mysterious he looked to the ancient demon. How much does he know? The ancient demon's mind trembled. He couldn't see through Wang Lin's thoughts. However, what Wang Lin said terrified him. Wang Lin slowly said, "I'll give you 3 breaths of time. 1, 2, just inside the rift, but not the one you see. If you don't believe me, I can go get it for you. Or you can go in with me." The ancient demon was filled with despair, as if he had been seen through and given up all resistance. His face was filled with bitterness. Wang Lin calmly looked at the ancient demon and his voice became cold. "You go inside." The ancient demon's heart trembled, and he slowly walked toward the rift. Just as he was about to enter, he seemed to see a trace of mockery in Wang Lin's eyes. Why is he so confident he dares to let me enter? Could it be that he has placed a restriction on me once I enter this rift? He will trigger the restriction and kill me before I can escape. The rift was only one step away from the ancient demon, but it felt like it was infinitely far away. His right foot was already in the air, but he hesitated. All of this happened in a flash. As the ancient demon looked at the rift before him, the hesitation disappeared. Just as his right foot was about to fall, he heard a sigh. The ancient demon's mind collapsed. He didn't dare to gamble. If he won, it was unknown if he would live or die. If he lost, he would, without a doubt, die. If he didn't gamble, there was a sliver of hope. Feeling bitter, the ancient demon withdrew his right foot and retreated a few steps. He reached at the rift and the altar inside collapsed. Then a blood-colored pavilion flew out from the rift. At the same time, the rift closed and quickly disappeared. There are 3 ceiling extermination clan altars. Each can be found inside the blood pavilion. There is only one here, and the other 2 are missing. I hope you keep your promise and give me a chance. The ancient demon smiled wryly and closed his eyes. He didn't know how much Wang Lin knew, but at the last moment he didn't have the courage to gamble. Wang Lin waved his right hand and sealed the ancient demon inside his storage space. He then silently looked at the blood pavilion. He had one too. After a moment of silence, Wang Lin put it away and disappeared among the stars with a step. Wang Lin's mind was like that of a demon, and although the ancient demon was cunning, he was no match for Wang Lin. Wang Lin's actions and speech were all part of a mental battle, and the ancient demon had lost. At the edge of the Alheaven star system, where it connected with the Cloud Sea star system, Wang Lin appeared. He looked at the void now that the barrier between the 2 star systems had disappeared. Taoist water. I'll get revenge for the past. Outer Realm, Ancient Star System. The Sovereign Council order was sent all over the star system into every clan and every member of the Ancient Star System. This is the will of the Ancient Celestial Realm. It has been tens of thousands of years and the power of the Sealed Realm has awakened. The 3rd battle against the Sealed Realm will begin. Various clans of the Ancient Star System obey the order of the Sovereign Council to dye the inner realm in blood. It's been a long time since wishing for likes on the VIDEO. The little pig wishing for the like button for the VIDEO support. Chapter 1500 and Despicable. In the God sect of the Cloud Sea, the head elder, Taoist Water, was sitting at the top of the highest mountain on the planet. He had the appearance of a child as he sat there, and there was a flash of coldness in his eyes. There were 4 mountains around him. If one looked from the sky, they would see that these 5 mountains were like 5 fingers that pierced into the heavens, like the hand of a giant that wanted to extend out from the planet and crush the world. Looking at the sky, Taoist Water's expression was extremely gloomy, and he felt a hint of uneasiness. After feeling Wang Lin's aura, Taoist Water had a bad feeling. Back then, Wang Lin's essences had brought him a great deal of shock. Now that he knew that Wang Lin was back, the shock in his heart was great. In particular, esteemed Ling Dong and Zhou Jin's auras made him restless. He didn't know the truth, but he had a guess. However, this guess was just too shocking, and not even he dared to believe it. He was unwilling to believe it. Damn it, this person's luck is too good. I leaked the news of him going to the outer realm to Miao Yin. But he actually came back alive. Taoist Water had a hideous expression, and his right hand formed a seal. The world changed colors, and the clouds scattered. A cloud flew toward him and turned into 3 cloud cranes. These 3 cloud cranes had domineering auras and spread their wings. They circled around before Taoist Water. Staring at the 3 cloud cranes, Taoist Water clenched his teeth and spat out blood. The blood split into 3 parts and entered each of the cloud cranes before they flew off in 3 different directions. The cranes' cries were heaven-shaking and broke through the world. They disappeared without a trace. Looking at where the cloud cranes disappeared, Taoist Water pondered for a bit and still felt uneasy. His right hand reached at the void, and another cloud flew toward him. This cloud turned into 7 jades that floated before him. Holding a jade, killing intent appeared in Taoist Water's eyes. With my status as the head elder of the God sect, I summon all cultivators preparing for battle to set up the 9 heaven destruction formation outside the God sect. He waved his hand and the jade disappeared. He held up the 2nd jade. His expression became ferocious, and he sent out a divine sense message. Order from the God sect. All rank 7 sects will quickly go capture all members of the Origin sect. Under my order, all members of the Origin sect will be killed, not one will be allowed to live. The jade that contained his killing intent disappeared into the world. Taoist water didn't stop here. He grabbed the third jade. Mubing Mei, this old man has helped you heal, helped you restore your cultivation, and helped your cultivation level increase. I need you to repay my kindness. I want you to devour that pill and come out to help me. He waved his right hand, and the third jade disappeared. Heaven-breaking sect master, come to see this old man, and I'll grant you death. If you don't come, the heaven-breaking sect will be wiped out. The fourth jade fused with the world. Tai Luo, as the king of the fierce beasts, you have already taken human form. You were sealed countless years ago. I can release the seal the Lord of the Sealed Realm placed on you, but you have to kill a person. The fifth jade collapsed and fused with the void with a silver of Taoist water's will. After Taoist water had sent out 5 orders in a row, the uneasiness dissipated a bit. However, he still felt uneasy and grabbed the 6th jade. After a moment, killing intent appeared in his eyes. Cloud Sea, Summoned River, Alheaven, and the Alliance. This old man is the head elder of the God sect and servant of the Lord of the Sealed Realm. For tens of thousands of years I have looked after the God sect, and I have achieved great merits in second war against the Outer Realm. Today, this old man received accurate news that a cultivator from the Alliance named Wang Lin is a pawn of the Outer Realm as sovereign. This person is hidden well, and has also obtained my master's treasure from the ancient celestial realm, the heaven-defying bead. He has bewitched the demon sect, but he can hide from this old man. He has returned from the outer realm with the intent of messing with the inner realm, and is a spy for the invading army. Today, this old man is issuing a sealed realm order from my master. All cultivators in the inner realm must kill this person. The one who kills him can obtain the heaven-defying bead. The one who kills him will resolve a calamity for my inner realm. The one who kills this person will become the sect master of my God sect. The one who kills this person can have this old man as a slave for 1,000 years. Taoist Water had a hideous expression and waved his hand. The jade containing his crazy message flew out and disappeared among the stars. You want to kill me, you little bastard. I want to see how you will kill me. Taoist Water picked up the 7th jade and sent out the last divine sense message. Ancient Celestial, my Lord's remnant soul, has predicted that the outer realm will invade soon, but the sealed realm doesn't have enough power. I fear we will find it difficult to resist. Facing this danger, I hope the ancient celestial will descend. Taoist Water formed a seal and spat out a mouthful of blood. He waved his right hand and the blood turned into a blood-colored rune. This jade gave off bursts of bloodlight and charged into the sky. As the bloodlight flashed, the entire sky was shrouded in it. Even the earth was covered in this blood-colored light. A giant vortex vaguely appeared in the blood-colored sky. It seemed to lead to another world. Taoist Water knelt down and raised his hand to reach out at the sky. His storage space appeared, and with a flash, a tortoise shell appeared in his hand. This tortoise shell contained an ancient aura and was filled with extremely dense celestial spiritual energy. This tortoise is my identity mark. I am the servant of the Lord of the Sealed Realm. Ancient Celestial, please descend and bestow a treasure. Taoist Water knelt on the ground while raising up the tortoise shell. Roars came from the blood-colored sky, and a gaze appeared from the vortex. It slowly stared at the tortoise shell Taoist Water had raised up. Cultivator of the lower realm, this tortoise is indeed a treasure from the Lord of the Sealed Realm. I'll give you a treasure. Take this and fuse it with the realm sealing formation, and it can stop the invasion for 100 years. 100 years should be enough for several messengers to awaken. So there will be no problem. As the majestic words came from the vortex in the blood sky, a golden treasure descended. This was a bell, a golden bell. As it descended, the crisp sounds of a bell ringing echoed across the sky. Remember, it is extremely important to integrate this with the realm sealing formation to delay for 100 years for these 100 years. The ancient celestial realm will be completely sealed and not give you any help. The bell slowly arrived before Taoist Water. Taoist Water waved his hand, and the golden bell arrived before him. He revealed a look of ecstasy as he grabbed the bell. Thunderous rumbles echoed in his mind, and he formed a connection with this bell. The blood color in the sky gradually dissipated, and the sky slowly restored to normal. He grinned and stood up and muttered, "The item that old thing left sure is useful with the treasure from the ancient celestial realm. I want to see how that Wang Lin can kill me." After I kill Wang Lin, I can exchange this bell for great merits. The sovereign will give me boundless joss flames. As refusing the bell with the realm sealing formation to stall for 100 years, Taoist water never intended to do such a thing. In the summoned river star system under the lightning celestial realm, there was a large vortex. This vortex had existed for a long time, and was a forbidden land in the summoned river. Any cultivator that got close would be sucked in and trapped inside. Deep within the vortex, there was a cultivation planet. This planet wasn't too large and was completely black. There was a large amount of swamps on this planet, and they were filled with poison gas. The whole planet was swamp and mud, and deep within the planet sat an old man in black. This old man had a hideous expression, and there were many poison bumps on his face. Traces of black gas arose from the swamp and were inhaled by this old man. Just at this moment, the old man suddenly opened his eyes, revealing a cold and indifferent gaze. At this moment, smoke appeared before him and turned into a cloud crane. Calling fellow cultivator Zhou, I am willing to gift you a rank 6 Tao spirit if you help me once. Taoist Water's voice came from the cloud crane and echoed inside the planet. The old man in black's eyes lit up. He raised his hand and grabbed the cloud crane, then he began to ponder. Taoist Water is always stingy. To give this old man a rank 6 Tao spirit to help, I wonder what kind of enemy he encountered helping once is fine. In the summoned river, on a half-abandoned planet in one of the mortal capitals, there was a pawn shop, and the owner was a gentle-looking middle-aged man. Although he looked gentle, everyone knew that this middle-aged man would haggle for every penny. On this day, he was sitting inside his pawn shop while holding a jade in his hand. While carefully looking at it, he was carefully observing the person that had come in to sell. The middle-aged man rolled his eyes and embarrassingly said, "This is not a good jade." "Shopkeeper, this is." The middle-aged man frowned. Just as he was about to speak, his expression changed, and he looked outside. 12 pieces of silver. The middle-aged man's eyes lit up, and he took out 12 pieces of silver to hand over to the surprised customer. After he left, he pointed at the air. A cloud crane appeared before him. Calling fellow cultivator Master Cloud Edge, I'll give you the Lord of the Sealed Realm's stop spell if you help me once. Taoist Water's voice echoed inside the middle-aged man's mind. The man's eyes lit up as he rubbed his chin and began to ponder. Stop spell interesting. The year of the dragon is approaching. Leo's year is coming fast. Fervently shouting for the like button for the VIDEO. Wishing to be drowned in happiness by the likes for the VIDEO. Chapter 1509. This battle! In the rank 9 region of the Cloud Sea, the Ghost Sect. The Ghost Sect was extremely mysterious within the Cloud Sea, and their disciples rarely went out. At this moment, there was an old man in closed-door cultivation inside the Ghost Sect. This old man was wearing a green robe. His expression was gloomy, and he was surrounded by ghostly flames. This made him look extremely gloomy. Just as he was cultivating, he suddenly opened his eyes and looked ahead. Smoke appeared, and turned into a cloud crane. Ghost Sect's Great Void. I am willing to give 500 million yin and yang disciples to the Demon Sect if you act once. At the same time, Taoist Water's 6 Jade set off a monstrous wave inside the inner realm. All the powerful cultivators in the 4-star systems that were preparing for battle received the information in the Jade. Some were familiar with his name and some had just heard it for the first time, but his name instantly spread across the inner realm. The heaven-defying bead had reappeared. This matter was enough to make anyone who knew go crazy. At this critical moment of preparing for the war, Taoist Water had moved everyone's hearts, who could continue to prepare for war. Although most people didn't know about the heaven-defying bead, the other 3 things Taoist Water had promised were enough to move them. Taoist Water's words were filled with righteousness. Wang Lin was the dog of the outer realm, so it was right to kill him. The message also contained Wang Lin's appearance. Although it was from hundreds of years ago, it was enough for others to recognize him. Very few people knew Wang Lin. The disbelief of a few people was insignificant against this movement. In the summoned river star system on a planet filled with spiritual energy, there was a mountain that pierced the clouds. At the top of the mountain sat a woman in purple. Her body was illusory and you couldn't see her appearance. Her silk-like hair extended to her waist and scattered down. She originally had her eyes closed, but at this moment, she slowly opened her eyes. Her eyes were as bright as the stars, but there was a hint of gloominess within them. Wang Lin, the sovereign S-pawn. In Summoned River, there was a man wearing green moving through the stars. He had a lazy look and he was yawning. He muttered as he moved. That thing Uncle Master mentioned should be in Summoned River, but where exactly is it? Just at this moment, the middle-aged man's expression changed as if he had felt something, and a strange expression appeared on his face. Isn't he, this Wang Lin, that little fellow from back then? Interesting. In the Alliance star system, in the sealed rain celestial realm, Qing Lin opened his eyes. After pondering for a moment, he carefully recalled his time with Wang Lin. After a long time, there was a sliver of coldness in his eyes, and his right hand reached out. The rain celestial realm rumbled and drops of rain gathered toward Qing Lin. Soon, they condensed into a token made of rain. This scene disturbed Si Tunan. The moment he opened his eyes, he seemed to hear something. His expression suddenly changed, and he was filled with anger. Damn it, what kind of bastard dares to say my brother is spy? This old man gave him the heaven-defying bead. Doesn't he that to say I am a spy as well? What bastard dared to say this? I'm not going to let him go. Si Tunan stood up in anger. Qing Lin's gaze swept past Si Tunan and he shouted, "Sit down, teacher will deal with this. Also, that Taoist water isn't he a bastard? He is the slave of my teacher." Si Tunan stared at Qing Lin, but he wasn't shaken by Qing Lin's words but sneered. Although you are my teacher, he is my brother. I know everything about him. I helped him step onto the path of cultivation. He helped awaken you and you still don't believe in him. It is not that teacher doesn't believe, but that sovereign Qing Lin had a complicated expression, and after a moment of silence, he sent out a divine sense message in the rain token. Wang Lin is my disciple. Who dares to hurt him? This divine sense spread out from the rain celestial realm and spread out across the Alliance. It continued to spread out endlessly. In the cloud sea, in the valley the man in red was in, Master Lu Fu was also there. He respectfully stood there with the people of the demon sect. The man in red carefully listened to Master Lu Fu. Although he was calm, there was a flash of coldness in his eyes. What a good seven-colored realm. What a good sovereign. However, just at this moment, everyone in the valley heard the divine sense message from the god sect that had spread across the inner realm. Impossible. Wang Lin would never become the sovereign S-pawn. Back then, the Lord of the Sealed Realm personally said to let Wang Lin lead the inner realm to resist against the invasion. Master Lu Fu and the sect master of the demon sect's expression suddenly changed. The coldness in the eyes of the man in red became even stronger, and he revealed a smile. I, Master Hongshan, didn't he want to waste his cultivation before the war. But since he is courting death, the man in red looked into the distance, and the coldness in his eyes was slowly replaced with admiration. Since that little fellow has gone himself, let's see how good the Lord of the Sealed Realm's judgment is after all. It's their own internal affair. In the rank 7 region of the Cloud Sea, the branches of the God sect charged out toward the Origin sect that had lived in peace for hundreds of years. The Origin sect couldn't resist at all, and soon all the members were captured. They were quickly transported to the rank 9 God sect. The God sect only needed to send out one order, and these disciples would kill everyone in the Origin sect. Lu Yanfei was among everyone, but she remained silent and was very calm. She had speculated long ago that this day might come, but she felt no regrets. Not only her, but everyone in the Origin sect felt the same. Without Lu Zihao or without Wang Lin, there would be no Origin sect today. Inside the heaven-breaking sect, the sect master dragged his old body out and looked at the sect with a complicated expression. Then he gradually calmed down and flew toward the God sect. Inside the God sect, Mu Bingmei opened her eyes inside the formation. She then waved her jade-like hand. A pill appeared in her hand. Taoist water had helped her restore her cultivation hundreds of years ago, but the price was to take this pill at the appropriate time. Mu Bingmei always kept her promises. She looked at the pill for a long time. Under Taoist water's order, the disciples of the God sect quickly gathered toward the God sect. All transfer arrays opened for them to return in a short period of time. More than 10,000 disciples had gathered. These 10,000 disciples gathered and began to form the 9 Heaven Destruction Formation that was originally prepared for the battle against the Outer Realm. In the Cloud Sea Star system, Wang Lin moved forward with a monstrous chill in his eyes. He didn't know what Taoist water was doing, but he had clearly heard the divine sense message in the sixth jade. Wang Lin pondered as he moved, and the killing intent building up inside him became stronger and stronger. As he moved forward, his killing intent almost became solid and turned to frost. At first, the frost was only 10,000 feet wide. Even the fog around him crackled and was frozen. After killing Taoist water, I'll have some peace. Wang Lin stepped forward while remaining calm. However, there was a heaven-shaking storm hidden under this calmness. He had to kill Taoist water. There was no intent of refining him into a salve. Some people were not worthy of being a slave. They could only be killed. Everything that happened and everything that Li Qianmei had done for him was all due to Taoist water. If he hadn't gone after Wang Lin as heaven-defying bead, none of those things would have happened. As Wang Lin moved forward, the killing intent coming from his body was monstrous. The 10,000 feet area of frost had become 100,000 feet. All the fog that got close to him turned to ice. Looking from afar, everywhere Wang Lin passed turned into a world of ice. He didn't have a water essence, so he couldn't form real ice. However, he had the heart of a killer and the need for revenge. In his life, he always adhered to the principle that as long as others don't offend him, he wouldn't offend them, but if they offended him, he would kill them. Just like the 9 drops of blood he had condensed before Master Lu Fu, those 9 drops of blood contained Wang Lin's principle in life. He wasn't a noble gentleman nor a shameless villain. He was not straightforward and upright, nor was he sinister and despicable. He was Wang Lin, and he only hoped to not do anything he couldn't live with in this world. If anyone dared to defy that principle, then he would kill, kill, kill. As he moved through the cloud sea, the frost continued to expand until it was 50,000 feet, 100,000 feet wide. Ice was everywhere, freezing the star system. Wang Lin charged toward the depths of the cloud sea, where the rank 9 god sect was located. As he charged, Wang Lin's killing intent went through a strange change. This change happened unknowingly, and no one knew how it changed. This change caused a sliver of essence to appear inside his killing intent. Slaughter essence! Everything in this world could become essence, but the slaughter essence was extremely difficult to form. It wasn't just killing a lot. The bizarre change required was something that others still hadn't comprehended yet. As Wang Lin stepped forward, he moved faster and faster. Cracking sounds echoed as he froze everything and entered the depths of the cloud sea, the rank region. With one step, all the fog in the rank region rumbled and turned into ice. Wang Lin's body appeared outside the god sect. Taoist water. His cold voice was heaven-shaking and spread across the cloud sea like thunder. You have colluded with the outer realm and rebelled against your lord. Back then, the lord of the sealed realm couldn't bear to kill you. But I came here on the order of the lord of the sealed realm to kill his slave on his behalf. Wang Lin's voice was like the might of the heavens and shook the world. This battle had too many people watching. This battle had the divine senses of countless powerful cultivators watching, and the will of many third-step cultivators arrived. This battle would make Wang Lin famous in the inner realm. 6,000 words in a major chapter, wishing for sharing, for likes on the video. Chapter 1510. Glory of the Cloud Sea. His voice swept into the god sect and into the ears of the thousands of cultivators inside the 9 heaven destruction formation. These cultivators hadn't finished placing the formation yet. They had rushed here after receiving the order, but Wang Lin was too fast. The formation was only 30% complete. He is colluding with the outer realm. Rebel against your lord. Wang Lin's voice was filled with a pressure that caused those cultivators to ponder. As the voice echoed across the stars, it was clearly heard by all the powerful cultivators that were observing this fight. I came here on the order of the lord of the sealed realm to kill his slave on his behalf. When the various powerful cultivators heard this, their expressions changed. You full of nonsense. 9 heaven destruction formation. Destroy this pawn of the sovereign. Taoist water's voice broke through like an arrow toward Wang Lin's mind. There was a flash of coldness in his eyes, and he let out a cold snort. The snort dissipated the invisible sword sent by Taoist water, and Wang Lin pointed to the spot between his eyebrows at the same time. There was a flash of bloodlight that no one detected. Then Wang Lin stepped toward the god sect. He was walking toward the peak of the cloud sea to battle the third-step cultivator Taoist water. Behind him, the crackling sounds of the monstrous ice blocks surrounded the area. The frozen fog looked very shocking from afar. The frozen fog gave off a monstrous killing intent. This killing intent came out of the frozen fog and fused with Wang Lin's body to create a sliver of slaughter essence. It was this slaughter essence that made Wang Lin look like a slaughter god. The moment this sliver of slaughter essence appeared, it shocked all the powerful cultivators in the 4-star systems. This was especially true for Taoist water. When he felt that sliver of slaughter essence, his face became extremely gloomy and his eyes filled with disbelief. Another essence. He already had quite a few essences, but now he has even more. And this is the slaughter essence. This is the slaughter essence that not even the Lord of the Sealed Realm could comprehend. But so what? Taoist Water's expression was hideous, and there was madness in his eyes. He clenched the golden bell in his hand and looked up with a sneer. Wang Lin took a step forward. The tens of thousands of cultivators preparing the 9-heaven destruction formation were affected by the pressure of this battle intent. Their expressions changed and they were forced to retreat. They had to retreat, as Wang Lin's steps seemed to stomp on their minds and sync with their heartbeats. As a result, one step caused these cultivators to tremble. Their chests felt stuffy and their origin energy cycled uncontrollably. It was as if their flesh and origin souls would be shattered if they didn't do this. It was as if Wang Lin was no longer a cultivator but a demon god who had come back from ancient times. A demon god that slaughtered gods. Everything Taoist water had prepared reminded Wang Lin of the past. Back then, in the Cloud Sea, Wang Lin had used the All-Seer's soul to carry out a series of predictions and preparations in order to struggle to survive the heaven's might that was Taoist water. However, today the situation had completely reversed. At this moment, Wang Lin was the heaven's might and Taoist water was the one struggling to survive. My enmity with Taoist water has nothing to do with you all. Leave! Wang Lin stepped forward. Every step he took, the tens of thousands of cultivators were forced to retreat several steps. The power of one person using endless layers of frozen fog and the slaughter essence was able to force tens of thousands of people back. Kill! Weaken let this person enter the God sect. The God sect's order is to defend to the death. Cultivators like us aren't afraid of death. The Palaphist cultivators were forced to retreat. The God sect was behind them. It was their lives and their reason for cultivating. Over the past tens of thousands of years, the position of the God sect was something the cultivators of the Cloud Sea respected and were willing to fight to the death for. Taoist water's intent was to allow them to die by Wang Lin's hand, which would arouse the anger of all the Cloud Sea cultivators and the sorrow of the other 3-star systems, to use their deaths to earn himself another merit for the outer realm. Under the force of fear and glory, these tens of thousands cultivators showed the dignity of the inner realm. They suppressed their fear and chose glory. Glory to the Cloud Sea. These roars spread out in waves as these tens of thousands of cultivators issued the loudest cry in their lives. This was their determination to protect the Cloud Sea and the God sect till death. This sound was able to shake the mind of anyone who heard it and caused their soul to tremble. Under the sound of glory, these tens of thousands of cultivators seemed to have gone crazy and charged forward. They began to activate the incomplete 9-heaven destruction formation. They were using their flesh and blood to defend the glory of the God sect. Pitiful yet respectable. Wang Lin was moved as he looked at the Cloud Sea cultivators charging at him. There were some he had met in the past, but most of them were strangers. These cultivators were at various cultivation levels, had different domains and came from different sects. However, they had the blood of the Cloud Sea and the same faith. They were true Cloud Sea cultivators in life and death. What they were guarding wasn't Taoist water, but the God sect. They didn't know how insidious Taoist water was. They only knew that the God sect had sent an order to not allow Wang Lin to enter. Glory to the Cloud Sea. This was the glory of all the cultivators in the Cloud Sea. Under this glory, even third-step cultivators, even Wang Lin, had to retreat. He could wave his hand and kill them all with ethereal fire, but how could he attack now? Under this glory, these tens of thousands cultivators became even more crazy as they rushed at Wang Lin, forcing him to retreat once more. When he saw them, he was reminded of what he saw in the 7-colored realm. The celestials of the past that charged at the realm ceiling formation, struggling like indomitable souls. At this moment, the powerful cultivators from all 4-star systems and the few third-step cultivators all saw this. They heard the voice of the Cloud C-Star system. This voice was enough to inspire 1's heart, enough to make the cultivators of the remaining 3 star systems feel the same sense of glory. Was Taoist water really attempting to destroy the Tao heart of the inner realm and disrupt the war preparations? This had ignited their fighting spirit and brought about the glory of protecting their homeland. Even Taoist water was gobsmacked by this. He could have never expected such a shocking change to occur. He had underestimated the cultivators of the Cloud Sea. Their glory. Taoist water, you deserve death. Wang Lin retreated with killing intent in his eyes. His right foot stepped back and then he took a step forward. He raised his right hand and pointed forward. Not wanting to overexert and hurt himself, he let out a roar. This roar wasn't toward these tens of cultivators, but the person who was behind it all. Taoist water. Stop spell. Stop. The world trembled. The movement of the cultivators, the movement of the stars, the movement of the world, and the movement of the formations all stopped at this moment. It didn't stop only their bodies but also their souls. Facing the glory of the Cloud Sea, a mysterious change happened to Wang Lin's stop spell. This change appeared because of these tens of thousands of cultivators and Wang Lin's desire to not kill them. Wang Lin didn't fully understand this, but his stop spell had changed from stopping the body to stopping the soul. Only by having a deity could one stop the world. This deity was not God or a soul, but a type of will. This will could only be described by the word deity. Before, Wang Lin didn't have this deity, or more like he didn't have much of it. However, after watching these tens of thousands of cultivators erupt with power, he gained enlightenment. One word to stop the body. One word to stop the soul. The world itself stopped. Only the glory continued to exist across the boundless stars. The moment these tens of thousands were frozen, Wang Lin stepped forward and waved his hand. He moved them away by force, but he didn't hurt them at all. They were respectable. The world trembled. Wang Lin had removed tens of thousands of cultivators, but he couldn't remove the glory. He charged through it toward the God-sect planet where Taoist water was. Taoist water, do you dare to fight with me fair and square? The God-sect planet trembled and the earth collapsed. Countless cracks appeared when Wang Lin stepped into the planet. His appearance caused the frozen fog to howl, and the cracking sounds continued. The ice spread in all directions and surrounded the entire area. Under this ice, Wang Lin's gaze landed on Taoist water, who was sitting on one of the 5 peaks. Little kid Wang Lin. Taoist water's voice pierced through the world. Look at where they are. Taoist water pointed at the sky and roared. The world rumbled and the void between distorted until an image appeared. In this image, the people of the origin sect were surrounded by several cultivators in black and a basin. Above the basin was a huge mountain emitting waves of light. It looked as if it could smash down and kill everyone at any moment. They will die because of you. I want to see if a flaw will appear in your Tao heart. Taoist water laughed wildly and waved his hand. Are you qualified? Wang Lin remained calm as if he had expected all of this. Taoist water was startled for a moment, and a sudden change occurred. Nearly 3,800 words, already quite long. Day by day people say it's short, look at others. All are 2,000 words a chapter. Leo is that long, wouldn't you cast a like for Leo's video? Chapter 1511. Weak. The moment Taoist water waved his hand, the mountain in the image seemed to lose all the power that was holding it up. It began to fall and was about to smash all the origin sect members to death. The cultivators in black that were floating around the mountain remained cold and revealed cruel smiles as if they were looking forward to the tragic deaths of the origin sect members. However, just at this moment, a bloodlight dyed the entire image red. Bright red like blood. A blood sword appeared out of nowhere within this red light and shot toward the giant mountain that was going to smash all of the origin sect members to death. All of this happened in an instant, fast beyond belief. The blood sword collided with the mountain. This wasn't an ordinary mountain. It was surrounded by countless restrictions. The restrictions flashed in an attempt to resist the blood sword. However, not even third-step cultivators could resist it. Not even Tuosen's body could stop it. So how could this mere mountain stop it? The mountain was a treasure of the God sect and Taoist water, but so what? It couldn't resist the blood sword. The blood sword immediately penetrated through the mountain. As it pierced through, blood-colored cracks spread across the mountain, and it exploded with a bang. As it shattered, countless large rocks scattered in all directions, but there were still large chunks falling down. The cultivators in black immediately rushed out toward the blood sword. They wanted to seal the blood sword and stop its destruction. The blood sword flashed once more. Its speed was unimaginable. Bloodlight flickered and the falling rocks collapsed once more. There were also waves of miserable screams when the cultivators in black found bloody holes in their chests. There were several people who had bloodlines appear between their eyebrows. The blood sword had sliced through their bodies and heads. Thunderous rumble echoed and the eyes of the cultivators in black dimmed. They fell to the ground and died. Their origin soul wasn't able to escape from their body and collapsed. As they died, their bodies quickly withered until they were like mummies. All their vitality were absorbed by the blood sword. All of this happened so fast that no one could clearly see everything that had happened. If someone were to slow down time, they would slowly see that after the blood sword had shattered all the rocks, it pierced through the cultivators in black. The moment the blood sword pierced through them, their bodies began to wither and their vitality was sucked away. When the blood sword pierced through their bodies, their origin souls died. All of their vitality was absorbed in that instant. When their bodies hit the ground, they had already become mummy-like corpses. Everything that happened in the illusion between Wang Lin and Taoist water happened in 3 breaths of time after Wang Lin spoke. How you qualified Wang Lin's words still echoed across the planet. The blood sword flashed again, and after killing everyone, it charged out from the image. The moment it charged out, the blood aura went from an illusion to reality. The blood sword caused the image to collapse, and the blood aura spread out. With the blood sword beside him, Wang Lin stepped forward toward the startled Taoist water with a cold gaze. He raised his right hand and slammed down on Taoist water. The world trembled. Although Wang Lin wasn't a third-step cultivator, his body was as powerful as one. When he raised his hand, a giant palm appeared in the world. This palm covered the sky and suddenly descended from above. It pierced through the mountain and shot toward Taoist water. Looking from afar, this scene was something no one could forget. The 5 mountains around Taoist water looked like a palm, and they soon collided with the illusory palm Wang Lin had created. Taoist water had a hideous expression. As Wang Lin closed in, Taoist water waved his sleeves. Several 7-colored nails appeared and shot toward Wang Lin. Little bastard, since you were looking for death, I'll comply with your wish. At this moment, Taoist water was still arrogant. He waved his hand and several 7-colored nails shot out and collided with Wang Lin's palm. The thunderous rumbles shook the entire planet, and Wang Lin's illusory palm collapsed. The force from the 7-colored nails forced Wang Lin to retreat 3 steps. However, similarly, these 7-colored nails trembled and were swept into the distance. As the earth trembled, large amounts of gravel fell from the 5 peaks. Taoist water coughed out a mouthful of blood and roared with terror in his eyes, Jodi. After Taoist water roared, a laugh echoed across the world. The originally clear sky was suddenly swallowed by darkness. In an instant, it went from day to night. Under the darkness, an illusory figure condensed and walked toward Wang Lin. Take 1's money and eliminate 1's disaster. Taoist water, Dante, forget the thing you promised. I'll only help once. The illusory figure quickly condensed and turned into an old man in black. The old man's face was filled with bumps and was very hideous. However, he was far from comparing to great desolation. At this moment, he took a step forward and was instantly within 1,000 feet of Wang Lin. Little friend, I hope you can cooperate to allow me to obtain a rank 6 Tao spirit. Although this old man looked calm, he was extremely vigilant. He was secretly shocked by the power of Wang Lin's palm. In truth, he had a deep desire for the rank 6 Tao spirit, and had long come with his avatar, but Wang Lin's palm shocked him. Although his words were calm, he attacked at full power. He instantly closed in. Then a boundless swamp appeared in the darkness behind him. It was as if he wanted to devour Wang Lin inside the swamp. Taoist water's eyes were filled with monstrous killing intent. He charged forward at Wang Lin from another direction, and the two pinched Wang Lin. 2 third-step cultivators were joining forces to kill one person. This kind of thing was extremely rare in the outer realm, much less the inner realm. At this moment, ripples appeared behind the darkness, and started closing in on Wang Lin at a rapid pace. 32 abacus beads suddenly appeared inside the ripples. They formed a straight line as they instantly closed in. Wang Lin's expression remained calm. He didn't even look at the old man in black or the abacus beads as he stepped toward Taoist water. The moment he moved, Wang Lin's ancient god stars shined and esteemed Ling Dong appeared with a purple flash. He didn't hesitate to charge toward the old man with a grin. He waved his right hand and the world rumbled. Then a monstrous purple sea appeared. Endless joss flame souls howled and the statue of a devil god appeared. Its arms opened up. A heaven-shaking wolf appeared at the same time as Ling Dong. The phantom blood wolf charged out from behind Zhou Jin toward the abacus beads. Wolf worshipped the moon. A cold roar echoed, and the dark sky seemed to be torn apart by the blood moon that shined on the earth. Thunderous rumbles echoed. The man in black and esteemed Ling Dong's spells collided. The old man had come as his avatar, so he couldn't compare with esteemed Ling Dong in terms of joss flames at all. The old man's swamp collapsed, and he coughed out a mouthful of essence energy. He then quickly retreated with eyes filled with shock. "Who are you?" "I am slave to my master, Ling Dong." Esteemed Ling Dong sneered and chased. The world trembled and the two began fighting again. On the other side, Zhou Jin's spell, the red moon, smashed down. The wolf howl echoed across the cloud sea as the red moon smashed down against the abacus beads. The moment they collided, the abacus beads collapsed, revealing a middle-aged man filled with shock and disbelief. The middle-aged man had come with his original body. Blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth, and he quickly retreated. Zhou Jin also retreated a few steps, but he remained calm. He rushed forward, and his right hand formed a seal. The blood wolf let out a roar and pounced at the middle-aged man. As all of this happened, Wang Lin rapidly approached Taoist water. Taoist water was in a frenzy as his sharp voice echoed. "Yin and Yang disciples." Behind him, endless Yin and Yang disciples flew out. They condensed into a lance and stabbed toward Wang Lin. This lance contained Taoist water's full cultivation and all his joss flames. When the lance appeared, the world trembled. Large amounts of cracks appeared on the planet, seeming as if it was going to be destroyed. The last day of June, wishing for the like button for the VIDEO. A sweep of the like button for the VIDEO each month. The June ticket expires tonight at 12. Chapter 1512. Golden Bell. Wang Lin shook his head. His eyes were very calm. Taoist water was still the same as before, still at the early stage of nirvana void. But his spell was even weaker than before. It was apparent he hadn't recovered from his injuries. "Killing you now is no effort." Wang Lin shook his head. The moment the lance closed in, Wang Lin formed a fist and threw a punch. "This punch is on the behalf of the Lord of the Sealed Realm for your betrayal." A very simple punch, but a powerful sense of self-confidence appeared. This self-confidence followed the punch and made Wang Lin seem like a god that controlled life and death. The punch flew out and collided with Taoist water's joss flame lance. The world changed colors and the tip of the lance began to crack. Countless pieces fell off and the body of the lance rumbled. It was pierced through. The entire lance shattered, and waves of miserable roars echoed. A majority of the joss flame souls died miserably under the force of this punch. Blood flew out from Taoist water's mouth and he was forced back in shock. Every step he retreated caused the world to rumble. Taoist water was instantly forced back 9 steps, and he coughed out 9 mouthfuls of blood. A force rushed into his body and popping sounds echoed as a crazed destruction began taking place inside his body. His childlike appearance instantly began to age. Impossible. Impossible. What kind of fortune did you obtain to obtain such terrifying power? After 9 steps, Taoist water could no longer withstand the monstrous force from Wang Lin's 7-star ancient god body. He was thrown back and he smashed into the mountain in the middle. The mountain trembled and spider web-like cracks surrounded it. Then the mountain collapsed. Dust flew into the air, and then a ring of dust spread out. Wang Lin floated in the air and looked down on Taoist water as if he was looking at an ant. He slowly walked down. On the other side, the old man in black that was fighting against esteemed Ling Dong was forced back. At this moment, his face was pale, and he was secretly complaining in his heart. He felt fear toward Wang Lin, who hadn't even looked at him. Who is this person to have third-step cultivators as slaves? How can I offend such a person? It's all Taoist water's fault. There was also the middle-aged man who was battling against Zhou Jin. He was terrified. Zhou Jin was as powerful as him, but had far more joss flames. As a result, he was no match and was forced to retreat. He even had to take out treasures to resist. It's not worth it. Not worth it to offend someone who can have third-step cultivators as slaves for the stop spell. I, Master Wind Edge, will have to pay for a loss in this deal. There was a flash of killing intent in Wang Lin's calm gaze. He stepped toward Taoist water and was about to throw his second punch. Just at this instant, Taoist water wiped away the blood from the corner of his mouth and gave up on using the heaven-breaking sect master to destroy Wang Lin's Tao heart. The ghost sect also didn't seem to care about his offer of yin and yang disciples and showed no sign of appearing. Taoist water looked up and roared. Tai Wu! As Taoist water roared, a sigh echoed across this world. A person slowly walked out from the world that had already begun to distort from the slaughter. This person's body was blurry and his feet were bare as he walked over. There were no origin energy fluctuations coming from his body and his appearance was extremely bizarre. It was as if he had always existed. The barefoot man didn't look at Taoist water but clasped his hands at Wang Lin. Metamorphosis cultivator Tai Luo greets this generation's lord of the sealed realm. Wang Lin's body paused for a moment and looked over. What he saw made his pupils shrink. The appearance of the barefoot man was too bizarre. Wang Lin had already noticed Zhou Di and Master Cloud Edge, but he hadn't noticed this person. Metamorphosis cultivator Wang Lin didn't speak as he calmly looked at the barefoot man. I have no intention of making an enemy out of you. If you release my seal, I can make all the beasts inside the crack fight for the inner realm. I can even kill this person for you. The barefoot man's voice was soft as he spoke. Taoist water's expression changed. We'll talk about your matter later. Wang Lin turned around and didn't pay any more attention to this person. Instead, he closed in on Taoist water and threw another punch. This punch, on the behalf of the Lord of the Sealed Realm, will destroy the body of this slave. Wang Lin's aura was like a flood as he waved his hand. The world rumbled and a powerful wind swept the world. The phantom head behind Wang Lin became a fist and descended from the sky. Looking from afar, the entire world was covered by the shadow of this fist. Taoist water's eyes were filled with madness. With his cultivation level, he could clearly feel the killing intent and the powerful aura that made his heart tremble. Essence power, yin and yang celestial dragon! Taoist water roared. His face was pale and his hands quickly formed seals. At this moment, a strand of black essence energy and a strand of white essence energy appeared. They rushed out and formed two giant dragons coiled together. These two dragons roared and shot toward Wang Lin's fist. At this moment, Taoist water's eyes were bloodshot and he spat out a mouthful of blood. He then waved his sleeves and countless threads appeared around his body. These threads were black and white and formed a net. This net was filled with a destructive aura and it flew toward Wang Lin's punch. Shortly after, Taoist water ripped open his storage space and large amounts of treasures flew out. Colorful light filled the sky and shot toward the fist. All of these things charged into the sky and collided with Wang Lin's fist. A thunderous rumble spread across the entire cloud sea. The two giant dragons let out mournful screams and suddenly collapsed when they collided with Wang Lin's fist. Along with them came the giant net. It trembled and was ripped apart layer by layer. Then the storm formed by the countless treasures collided with the fist and collapsed. Not even all the treasures inside could withstand the punch of a 7-star ancient god, so the storm collapsed. All of this happened in an instant. After destroying everything, Wang Lin's fist smashed into Taoist water. Taoist water's chest burst open and blood mist sprayed everywhere. His body was pushed down into the earth by the punch. The entire planet trembled. Taoist water's feet pushed against the earth, and his hands held the first up. Blood flowed down from the corner of his mouth and dyed his clothes red. His eyes were filled with madness. As he roared, a golden light came from his mouth and a bell appeared from this golden light. Taoist water spat this bell toward Wang Lin's fists. An extremely pure celestial spiritual energy spread throughout the world. The golden bell emitted a crisp sound, and the moment it encountered Wang Lin's fist, a golden ripple erupted. This golden wave contained a Tao spell from the ancient celestial realm. When it appeared, it spread in an unimaginable speed with the God sect as the Center Cloud Sea, Alliance, Summoned River, and Al-Heaven were swept by this ripple. It was as if everything hidden in these star systems was revealed. The giant realm sealing formation that sealed the inner realm appeared for the first time. In the Cloud Sea star system, groups of cultivators were traveling through the fog. When the golden ripple spread out, it wiped away the fog, revealing the giant formation beneath the star system. In the summoned rivered star system, there were countless cultivators moving through the star system, preparing for the war. At this moment, the golden ripple spread out, and it was as if a mysterious veil had been stripped off. The realm sealing formation appeared before the star system. In the Alheaven star system, groups of cultivators were moving the cultivation planets. However, at this moment, they were all stunned as they stared at the realm sealing formation below them. The Alliance star system was the same. All the small forces in the Alliance were terrified and stopped what they were doing. They all looked at the golden net that had appeared after the golden ripple passed. This was the same everywhere in the inner realm. At this moment, almost all the cultivators in the inner realm saw the realm sealing formation that covered the inner realm. The endless realm sealing formation that covered the entire inner realm was simply too shocking. For far too many people, it was the first time they had seen this. They all seemed to have lost their breath as they stared at the formation in shock. Realm sealing formation. This is the realm sealing formation. It has been sealing the inner realm for countless years. The realm sealing formation that has existed for countless years. This. So the star system we live in was sealed just like what the Cloud Sea had said. So it was all true. The people of the ancient star system are outside the realm sealing formation. In the rank 1 region of the Cloud Sea, Master Hongshan's expression changed greatly. He took a step forward, broke through the void, and charged at the God sect. Damn it, this is the aura of the ancient celestial realm. That Taoist water actually has something like that. In the Alliance star system, a shocking roar came from where the corpse sect was. An item from the ancient celestial realm. This object was very weak before it fused with the realm sealing formation. It must not be destroyed. The phantom of an old man quickly appeared and charged at the God sect. In dreams, Leo sees his video standing in 3rd place on the popular charts. Hoping to garner more fan support, and looking for help from you all to climb even higher in the rankings this month. Chapter 1513, Golden Storm. However, all of this was too late. Taoist Water had summoned the ancient celestial, and was given the golden bell through a secret spell he knew that involved using the tortoise shell he had obtained from the Lord of the Sealed Realm. The aura of the ancient celestial realm was something only he could sense when he summoned the ancient celestial. As a result, everyone was surprised when he took out the bell to resist against Wang Lin's punch. Even Master Hongshan and company wanted to rush over, but they were too late to stop it. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. The appearance of this extremely rich celestial spiritual energy and the realm sealing formation caused Wang Lin's expression to become solemn. Although he didn't know what it was, with his wisdom, he immediately was able to guess a few things. At this critical moment, Wang Lin withdrew his hand without hesitation, so his hand barely missed the golden bell. Explode for me. Explode! Explode! Taoist Water revealed a crazed look and coughed out blood onto the golden bell. Only he could control it, and right now he roared with all the hatred he had toward Wang Lin. As he roared, the golden bell that wasn't damaged trembled and shined brightly. A destructive aura spread out along with a sound that became increasingly more powerful. Countless cracks appeared on the golden bell, and as the destructive aura spread, it exploded. The bell that came from the ancient celestial realm and could hold the outer realm off for 100 years suddenly collapsed. Taoist Water was mad. His mad and twisted laughter echoed. A golden storm formed from the collapse of the golden bell and flew at Wang Lin. Although the bell was fragile, the power inside it was unimaginable. Once it integrated with the realm sealing formation, it would be enough to strengthen the formation that was like a double-edged sword to both sides, allowing it to last 100 more years. However, right now Taoist Water was using all of this power to attack Wang Lin. If this power exploded, forget Wang Lin, even the cultivator in black, Zhou Di, the middle-aged man, Cloud Edge, esteemed Ling Dong, Zhou Jin, all of the God sect, and the entire Cloud Sea star system would be destroyed. No one would survive. Only the owner of the golden bell, Taoist Water, could remain unscathed. This was Taoist Water's madness, to bury the entire Cloud Sea to kill Wang Lin. Who dares to kill me? Who can kill me? Taoist Water's laugh was crazy. He was qualified to laugh. As a third-step cultivator, no one was weak. Although he hadn't foreseen every step, he had a rough plan. He was going to explode the golden belt to destroy the entire Cloud Sea. He was sure that this golden storm would cause a great impact on the realm's ceiling formation. It was likely for a hole to appear in the realm's ceiling formation. Then he could escape to the ancient star system. With his great merit, he could do as he wished in the ancient star system. The golden storm rumbled. It was about to spread and collapse the entire Cloud Sea. All the floating continents trembled. This trembling was the sign of a star system collapsing. The star fog had already scattered, and the countless fierce beasts issued out mournful cries. They had gained intelligence and were aware that an irresistible force was about to erupt. No matter how powerful their bodies were, they would still be destroyed. Many cultivation's planets trembled. The countless mortals in the Cloud Sea would die in an instant. All the cultivators' faces turned pale. It was like the apocalypse, and their minds were completely blank. Cracks tens of millions of feet long appeared all over the Cloud Sea. Even the realm ceiling formation trembled, and the formation spirits were about to appear. All of this happened in an instant. In the God sect, the man in red appeared behind Wang Lin. He stepped forward, and his hand landed on the monstrous storm. Shortly after, opposite of him, the old man from the corpse sect in the alliance also appeared. His expression was serious as his hand formed a seal and he pressed down. Zhou Day and Master Cloud Edge's faces were pale. They ignored their battles and rushed over. Their hands moved like crazy in an attempt to stop this power from erupting. Ling Dong and Zhou Jin also arrived under Wang Lin's command. 6 third-step cultivators were going to attempt to stop this terrifying storm. It's useless. No one can stop me. None of you can stop it. You want to kill me? Not even that old man, the Lord of the Sealed Realm, could, and you guys can't either. Taoist Water laughed wildly. He was filled with excitement. Wang Lin, you want to kill me, but you have dragged down the entire Cloud Sea. Even if you somehow live, I want to see if no flaw will appear in your Tao heart. I want to see how you can stay in the inner realm. You are the eternal sinner of the inner realm. The Heaven's Blight cultivators from the demon sect appeared. Their faces became pale and they were going to contribute their full force. Inside the God sect, even the elders that were on Taoist Water's side all rushed over to desperately stop the explosion of the golden storm. There was also Ta Luo who was floating there. His expression changed greatly as he pressed his hand down to resist this storm. At this instant, the world distorted and the people of the Ghost Sect arrived. The Ghost Sect's esteemed Great Void had a gloomy expression and immediately joined everyone to resist the storm. The moment esteemed Great Void came, a monstrous demonic energy spread out and a giant face appeared in the sky. This face was that of an ancient demon. 9 ancient demon stars appeared in his left eye and flew out. These 9 stars spread out in 9 directions and were attempting to seal this storm. However, the golden storm was very difficult to control. Even with so many people acting at once, they could only watch this storm grow larger and larger. The old man from the corpse sect that was on the opposite side of Master Hong Shan said in a grim tone, "Master Hong Shan, give up the Cloud Sea." Master Hong Shan didn't speak. He clenched his teeth and cycled his essence energy like crazy, struggling to control the ballooning golden storm. Everyone was being constantly pushed back as the storm intensified. It had already reached the point of no return. If they didn't leave now, there would be no chance to leave. Wang Lin silently watched all of this. He had originally come to find Taoist Water for personal revenge, but as Taoist Water had said, this now affected the entire Cloud Sea. This price made Wang Lin ponder in silence. It shouldn't be like this. Looking at the rapidly expanding golden storm, Wang Lin pointed at the spot between his eyebrows. Forget it. Take away as many people as you can. The Cloud Sea is finished. Once the realm ceiling formation is open, the war will begin. But before that, I am going to kill this Taoist Water. Master Hong Shan revealed a miserable grin, knowing he could no longer resist this. He charged at Taoist Water. Everyone else retreated bitterly. They knew it was over for the Cloud Sea. The large amount of Cloud Sea cultivators and endless creatures were finished. From now on, there would no longer be 4 great star systems in the inner realm. Only 3. Wang Lin's right hand slowly pointed to the spot between his eyebrows as everyone retreated. And the golden storm began to expand at a rapid pace now that the resisting force was gone. Nether Beast. Wang Lin's second ancient god star flashed rapidly and the sky suddenly darkened. A giant nether beast suddenly appeared. the nether beast appeared to be in a daze as it stared at the golden storm. It was as if it was wondering what this thing was. The appearance of the nether beast immediately caught the attention of the surrounding cultivators. Even Master Hongshan was shocked to see it. Not everyone had the time to pay attention to Wang Lin's every move. No one here knew he had obtained the nether beast. Nether beast devour. Wang Lin waved his hand and let out a shocking roar as everyone retreated from the golden storm. The nether beast was still in a daze, and it blinked as if it was slowly recovering. It slowly opened its big mouth, and at this instant, the large soul mouth appeared. The soul mouth was large enough to devour the star domain. Under Wang Lin's command, the mouth inhaled. The nether beast is useless here. It can devour the heavens and earth, but it can devour this golden storm. This golden storm Taoist water laughed like crazy, but his laughter suddenly stopped and fear appeared in his eyes. The world trembled. The expanding golden storm was too small compared to the mouth of the nether beast. Everyone was dumbfounded as they stared at the nether beast devouring the golden storm. After it swallowed, it actually chewed a few times as if it was savoring the aftertaste. Then it stared at Wang Lin in a daze. The surroundings were completely silent, and everyone, including Taoist water, wanted to see what kind of reaction the nether beast would have after devouring the golden storm containing unimaginable power. Even Wang Lin stared at the nether beast. However, after a very long time, the nether beast still stared at Wang Lin in a daze. At some point, confusion gradually started to appear in its eyes. It didn't understand why all these people that terrified him were looking at him like this. Its body trembled, and it was afraid. It was terrified. Its eyes were filled with fear. Muffled roars came from its body. It sounded like thunder shaking the world. From yesterday until now, Leo has only slept for 2 hours. Can't take it anymore. Today there's only the first watch. Leo wants to catch up on sleep. After the salon ends, the missing chapters will be compensated. You are listening to a completely free audiobook on the Leo Audio YouTube channel. If you enjoy the story, please like the video to motivate the channel. Support Leo with a cup of coffee through the description link or on the screen. If you want to hear any other stories, just comment and let Leo know. Thank you very much for watching the video. Chapter 1514. A mantis trying to stop a chariot. The roar from the nether beast became even more intense, and the fear in its eyes became even stronger. It was terrified. In its whole life, it had never been stared at by so many people it was afraid of. These gazes made it tremble in fear. With its dull mind, the nether beast felt like something was wrong. It was as if these people wanted to pierce it with their gazes. After being frightened, its roar was like thunder and spread out far away. To others, it felt like a roar of anger, but in reality it was scared, really scared. If it was in the past, it would escape as fast as possible. But now that it had become Wang Lin's life essence beast, it felt intimacy toward Wang Lin. Like how a child would rush into their parents' arms when scared, the giant nether beast charged toward Wang Lin. However, this action was extremely terrifying to anyone but Wang Lin. Even if they knew the beast's personality, after seeing it devour the golden storm, they couldn't help but feel fear. Even those third-step cultivators retreated in terror. However, envy and greed appeared in the eyes of some people. If this old man gets one of these beasts, my strength will increase greatly. The old man in black from the summoned river Zhou Dai stared at the nether beast and licked his lips. This nether beast devoured the golden storm. This seems different from the rumors. If this beast becomes mine, then there was a faint hint of greed in Master Cloud Edge's eyes. With this beast by their side, even if one is not a third-step cultivator, it is enough for them to become famous. The rest of the cultivators from the ghost and demon sects all looked at the nether beast. While they were horrified by the beast also held great attraction for them. Life essence beast. This Wang Lin was actually able to take this beast. The Lord of the Sealed Realm's choice was not wrong. Master Hongshan looked at the old man from the corpse sect. As everyone retreated, only Wang Lin stepped forward, and his right and gently pressed down on the nether beast. The fear in the nether beast's eyes gradually disappeared. It felt very warm at Wang Lin's side, and even most of its fear dissipated. In particular, the reassurance that came from Wang Lin's mind settled its fear greatly. Like a little kitten, it used its giant head to gently rub against Wang Lin. However, even this action was terrifying to the other cultivators. The nether beast was simply too large, and even though its actions were gentle, It was like a mountain bombarding you. When it landed on Wang Lin, a thunderous rumble echoed. The power of this impact was extremely terrifying. The resulting rumble was no weaker than the full blow of a third-step cultivator. It has to be known that back in Al-Heaven, even Wang Lin was pushed back by the full power of the Nether Beast. This shows just how strong the Nether Beast was. Old man Jode from the Summoned River gasped. All his thoughts of having a fierce beast like this immediately dissipated without a trace. Although this old man's body is not weak, it can withstand such force if the fierce beast gets imitate like this often. Then I have to change my body often. This is not raising a fierce beast, but raising an ancestor. Master Cloud Edge's eyes bulged and he took a deep breath. He shook his head with a wry smile and thought, this old man can afford to raise this beast. If it became happy one day and hit me during battle, Master Cloud Edge's eyes were filled with terror as he thought about what would happen. Not only those two, but everyone who felt greed for the Nether Beast was terrified. This shock was no less than when they saw the beast devour the Golden Storm. The impact from the Nether Beast is simply too frightening. If I had this beast, I wouldn't live for long. Only someone with Wang Lin's powerful body would dare to raise this beast and dare to let it act like a spoiled child. This is simply too terrifying. The cruel reality immediately disintegrated all sense of greed and caused the surrounding cultivators to become sober. With Wang Lin's reassurance, the Nether Beast would no longer be afraid. Outside of Wang Lin's expectations, now that it no longer felt fear, its strange habit would appear. It gently shook its tail, its expression turned ferocious, and it began to roar again. However, this time it was roaring at the cultivators that terrified it. Its roar combined with its fierce expression made it feel like it would rush out without hesitation as soon as Wang Lin gave the command. Even more exaggerated was that a large amount of hair appeared on its smooth skin. This hair was supposed to be soft, but right now it was standing straight, giving it a powerful appearance. Its eyes widened and its roar became even more intense as it stared at the other cultivators like it was angry. This was completely different than before, and even Wang Lin couldn't help but be startled for a moment. It also made the action of charging forward, but it was as if an invisible rope was holding it back, so it could not charge past Wang Lin and could only roar louder. The appearance of the Nether Beast being angry was very frightening. At this moment, Taoist Water was filled with despair. He could have never expected all his plans would fail due to this strange Nether Beast. While everyone's attention was attracted by the Nether Beast that had gone from timid to fierce, Taoist Water suddenly retreated. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. Others might forget about Taoist Water, but he wouldn't forget. Wang Lin took a step forward, and the world rumbled as he charged after Taoist Water. Taoist Water's eyes were filled with despair. As he retreated, his hands formed a seal and he coughed out a mouthful of blood. This blood was blackish purple, and a cold energy immediately spread out. However, just as this cold energy spread out, an intense heat surged out as well. It continued to alternate between cold and hot, until it formed a dark purple vortex that shot toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin closed in. The moment the purple vortex approached him, his right hand formed a fist and he threw out the second punch he had withdrawn earlier. This punch was earth-shattering, and the giant phantom fist collided with the purple vortex. A thunderous rumble rapidly spread across the cloud sea. When the purple vortex touched the phantom fist, cracking sounds came from the fist and ice began to spread across it. In a flash, Wang Lin's phantom fist was covered in ice, looking like an ice sculpture. The moment the ice sculpture formed, the intense heat erupted from the ice. The heat was extremely powerful, so before the ice could melt, it shattered into pieces. Explode for me! Taoist Wasta's eyes were bloodshot as he retreated, and he let out a crazed roar. Thunderous rumbles sounded once more and the ice collapsed. However, Wang Lin's fist didn't collapse and wasn't blocked at all. It rushed toward Taoist Water with the power to destroy the world. All of this happened too fast. In a flash, Wang Lin's fist smashed into Taoist Water. The veins on Taoist Water's face swelled up and he let out a roar that was almost a hiss. He raised his hand in an attempt to resist this punch. However, as soon as his arms pressed against the giant fist, popping sounds echoed and his arms collapsed. As his flesh and blood exploded, even his bones shattered inch by inch. He coughed out blood and felt an irresistible force coming from the phantom fist. Under this intense pain, his arms collapsed. This scene was like a mantis trying to stop a chariot. After his arms collapsed, Wang Lin's phantom fist smashed into Taoist Water's body. His flesh and blood splattered everywhere, and a miserable scream echoed. Taoist Water's body collapsed just like Wang Lin had said. His origin soul escaped before his body collapsed. He ran away like crazy with monstrous fear in his eyes. Wang Lin floated in the air and watched with an indifferent gaze. He had waited a very long time for this, and no one could stop him. This battle had attracted too much attention. All the surrounding cultivators were watching them, and in their eyes Wang Lin was like a battle god. The white hair that fluttered in the wind along with the dancing white figure was something that everyone would find hard to forget in their entire lives. Taoist Water, you forced me to the brink of death when I didn't have the ability to fight back before. Did you think that one day you would become like a homeless dog before me? This is karma. Now I'll take you life. The past resurfaced before Wang Lin's eyes, and he stepped forward filled with killing intent. You can kill me. I am the elder of the God sect. I am the third step cultivator of the Cloud Sea. I am the slave of the Lord of the Sealed Realm. You can kill me. I'll achieve merit for the inner realm. I know information about the outer realm. If you let me go, I am willing to become a slave. Although Taoist Water was a third step cultivator, his heart was far worse. At the moment of life and death, he gave up all face and roared loudly, I am willing to become your slave, don't kill me. Aimlessly wishing for the like button for the video. Chapter 151, 10,000 Devil 100-Day Kill Order. Wang Lin stopped. He glanced at the token before his cold gaze locked onto Xianxia. After Li Muan saw the token, she hesitated before taking a closer look, and was startled. She said, that is the 10,000 Devil 100-Day Kill Order. I can believe the Sea of Devils has this kind of treasure. I have only seen it in ancient records. Li Muan quickly explained the details of the token to Wang Lin. Her breathing was ragged by the time she was finished, and there was a sense of dread in her eyes when she looked at the token. Xianxia was really afraid that Wang Lin wouldn't recognize the token. If Wang Lin didn't believe him and killed him anyways, it would be really bad. However, after seeing the girl explaining it, he finally relaxed. He didn't believe that there would be someone who would be willing to kill after learning of the effect of the kill order. He relaxed in his heart and said, fellow cultivator, what do you think of my proposal? Don't be too stubborn. If you were to really kill me, you would be marked by the kill order, and it would create a lot of trouble for you. The girl with you will also be dragged in as well, so why be like this? Am I wrong? Wang Lin didn't even look at Xianxia. He turned to Li Muan and asked, are you sure? If I can last 100 days, I can obtain all of his cultivation. Li Muan took a deep breath and nodded. Xianxia's heart skipped a beat as he realized that something was wrong. He started to back away, but Wang Lin's cold gaze suddenly locked onto him. Wang Lin spat out one word, die. Xianxia let out a miserable scream as blood came out of his mouth and nose. Blood also gushed out from his eyes and ears as he died. As he fell, the token in his hand broke and a red light suddenly flew out, forming the word punish in the air. This word was blood red. It was as if it had just been pulled out of a pool of blood. It floated above Wang Lin's head and looked very bright. Wang Lin raised his head and looked at the giant punish above him, but there was no expression on his face. The dragon tendon reached out with a strand and grabbed Xianxia's body. Wang Lin grabbed Li Muan and returned to Wuding Mountain in the blink of an eye. Mu Nan and Mu Bei stared dumbfoundedly at the giant red punish in the air and felt an urge of greed. However, it quickly disappeared as they stood respectfully on top of Muding Mountain with a chill on their backs. Wang Lin coldly looked at them and asked, does the Fighting Evil Sect headquarters have nascent soul cultivators? Mu Nan quickly said, there are none. Not to mention the Fight Evil Sect, there are no nascent soul cultivators within 10 million kilometers of Nandu City. How could those seniors be here? They are all at the inner sea. Wang Lin stared at Mu Nan's eyes until Mu Nan's legs began to quiver before he asked, what cultivation level is the Fighting Evil Sect's sect head? Mu Bei quickly took a step forward and said, Senior, the sect head of the Fighting Evil Sect is at the mid-stage of core formation. However, he is at the peak and is said to be only one step away from the late stage. Wang Lin sneered in his heart. A hint of coldness flashed across his eyes as he said, the two of you lead the way. We are going to take a trip to the Fighting Evil Sect's headquarters. How would Munan and Mubei dare to refuse? They stood up and respectfully led the way. While flying, the two of them looked at the red word above Wang Lin's head. They prayed that it would attract more people to kill Wang Lin. Everywhere Wang Lin went, he caused an uproar as all the cultivators below him that saw the red word took deep breaths. The most conspicuous thing was the blood-red punish above Wang Lin's head. After that were the 10 bodies flying behind him like meteors. People couldn't help but think that those 10 people had also tried to kill this person due to the kill order, but instead were killed themselves. This person must have tied up those bodies as a warning to everyone else. Everyone who saw this became unsettled, but they all took out sound transmission jades and sent the news to friends and sects. The news that the 10,000 Devil 100-day kill order had reappeared in the Sea of Devils quickly spread through various means. This means that if anyone is able to kill this person, they would be able to obtain at least the complete cultivation of an early-stage core formation cultivator. This kind of thing was a huge temptation for core formation or foundation establishment cultivators. For the latter, it would mean reaching the core formation stage. It was also possible for those mid-stage core formation cultivators to step into the late stage of core formation. What especially made people curious was what cultivation level was the person who activated the kill order at. If it was a late-stage core formation cultivator, then the craze for it would be even greater. As Wang Lin flew, a fist-sized golden core was now at the spot where the prototype core was, and it filled his body with spiritual energy. Wang Lin calculated that his core formation cultivation was 100 times more powerful than foundation establishment. He stared at the inner part of the Sea of Devils. His eyes seemed to go directly through the inner sea and landed on Zhao on the other side. He revealed a cold smile and muttered in his heart, Teng Huiyuan, today I have reached the core formation stage. The day I reach the nascent soul stage is the day I'll kill my way back to Zhao. Teng Huiyuan, you better not die early. I'll bury every Teng family member with you. Mu Nan secretly looked at Wang Lin. The expression he saw made his skin crawl and his heart beat faster. He secretly cursed, how come no one is coming to kill this person? With that big of a word above his head, someone quickly come and kill him. If we really lead him back, then even if we aren't killed by him, the sect head will kill us. Just as he was praying, a person walked out from the fog. This person looked like a monster. As he walked out, the fog moved out of the way. He had black hair, black eyes, and wore a black robe. His entire person gave off a black light. If this person had a cool-looking face, he would look like he was filled with killing intent, but sadly, this person was already middle-aged. His stomach bulged out, and he had a smile on his face. As a result, there wasn't any killing intent. Instead, he looked very sly. Mu Nan and Mu Bei's expressions immediately changed when they saw this person, but a flash of joy quickly appeared on their faces. The middle-aged fat man stared at the word above Wang Lin, let out a big laugh, and praised him. Tsk, 10,000 Devil 100-day kill order. Good, good. Junior, I give you half an hour to deal with your affairs before you die. Don't try to resist. With your mere early-stage core formation cultivation, you aren't a match for me, the Black Cloak Devil Lord. After he finished speaking, he looked to the sky with his hands behind his back, revealing a look as if he was looking down upon the heavens. Li Muwan let out a smile as she looked at the arrogant fat man. She then looked at Wang Lin, and the smile widened. Mu Nan became excited. Now this was a real expert. This was a rouge cultivator that even the sect head had to be weary of, the Devil Lord Xianxia. It was rumored that his cultivation level was the same as the sect head's peak of mid-stage core formation and one step from late-stage core formation. His cultivation method was also a step above the head elder's. Wang Lin frowned and sneered, "You courting death!" Xianxia was startled as his green eyes looked at Wang Lin and snorted in disdain. "You are really overestimating yourself. Then let this old man send you along. Let me show you what mid-stage core formation really is." Without waiting for him to finish speaking, Wang Lin pointed at the Black Cloak Devil Lord Xianxia and said, "Die!" The moment the word die came out, a jade flew out from Xianxia's chest and split into two pieces. It released a cloud of smoke that disappeared into the Sea of Devils. "What is this?" Wang Lin reached out and grabbed the two pieces of jade. He scanned them with his divine sense, Then a look of surprise flashed across his face. After putting the 2 pieces of jade into his bag of holding, he stared at the terrified Shang Guanmo. Death spell! Cold sweat poured down from Shang Guanmo's face. This piece of jade was given to him by his long-dead master. It was said to be able to block an attack from a nascent soul cultivator at full power. In these years he had always been at the outer part of the Sea of Devils, and always hid himself whenever he met nascent soul cultivators, as he didn't dare to mess with them. If he encountered someone with a cultivation level below his, he would extort everything he could out of them. He created a name for himself by doing this. However, now he finally realized what was happening after seeing Wang Lin's cold gaze, and was afraid that Wang Lin would say die again. His legs became soft and he quickly knelt to the ground and begged, "Senior, have mercy. Senior, have mercy. Junior Shang Guanmo knows he was wrong. Please forgive me." Munan stared dumbfoundedly at what was happening, then he secretly looked at Wang Lin. After seeing his cold gaze, he no longer dared to have those thoughts that he had before. Mu Bei also lowered his head to hide his fear. When Shang Guanmo saw that Wang Lin's gaze was still cold, his heart skipped a beat.